Hello, folks, and welcome back to what is this, part 8, according to the title, hoping that I numbered it correctly. Part 8 of my Dragon Age Origins playthrough. So we are going to be going into the Brazilian woods here today. I think we're going to try to talk to a couple party members as well, see if we might be able to trigger at least Wynn's personal quest. We'll see what happens there. But before we get into that, hello, Sword Talon 1. See you in the chat there. It's always great to see you. Took a look at the tables, second beginner's book. Noticed they were the same as... Okay, that's awesome. So that's for the Call of Cthulhu keeper screen. And oh, okay. Oh my God, I forgot that the cinematic existed. All right, we're gonna watch this. All right, yeah, I completely... Okay, that was pretty awesome. I completely forgot about that. I haven't seen that cinematic since, I think, the very first time I got this game. The animations on, like, Morrigan and Liliana, actually, it really makes me excited for when Dragon Age 4 finally comes out, because hopefully, we'll get something that looks kind of similar to that. I did misspeak a little bit before, though. Sortan was talking about looks like the starter set, and not the Keeper Screen. But either way, the Call of Cthulhu starter set, Keeper Screen, 7th edition Call of Cthulhu is pretty awesome overall. Alright, so here we are. We are at the camp. Let's take a look at our quests, our active quests. Okay, Fazil's request. We might be able to do that one. No, we can't do that one yet, actually. Because that one, we have to go into the alienage in Denerim, and we haven't been able to do that yet. Oh, and actually, hold on. I need to change my control scheme here. Just bear with me. I'll be right back. All right. Yeah, sorry about that. Earlier this evening, my wife and I were playing some Ark Survival on the Xbox, and we use two different control types. And since it was her main profile, the second player can't change their look inversion. And I like to have inverted controls like flight control, like flight sim kind of controls. Is just what I'm personally used to. So the only way to be able to do that, because she likes the standard way, is I have to actually completely invert the right thumbstick on the settings. So that was going to mess things up, but we are good now. So I won't be things won't hopefully look too wonky. I like to catch the openings when I remember. Yeah, I like I said, I completely forgot about that. So when I go to play Dragon Age 2. I think I know which one plays there because I'm pretty sure it was the same thing they used for their advertising. But I don't know if Dragon Age Inquisition has an opening like a. Um, I'm going to show my age because I was about to call it an attract screen, like it was like the old arcades. But I don't know if Inquisition actually has a cinematic like that. So we'll have to see. Also, in the last session, we did heal our Lehman, so he is back up and healthy, and his family's doing well. And we actually have now Lieutenant Cadram added to our, basically added to the representatives for our army. So, we've got the emissary from the Circle of Mages.
On
So
your
let's talk
order,
to him
Grey
quickly.
Warden. The
What do you
armor's
need?
generous, but rushed. Certain areas could see improvement. We're a mercenary force, Warden. Much of our equipment is self-financed. Were you to commit additional funds, we'd upgrade as we saw the need.
Okay, so they basically need coins. So if we go to the allied supply crates, you can turn in runes, or now we can turn in coins. I'm not going to turn in coins just yet. I want to get some shopping out of the way at the Brazilian Woods when we get there, and then we'll see. I've got a pretty decent amount, but we're not quite there yet. Also, did I remember to get that Blood Dragon armor? I did not. Okay, so I'm just gonna. All right. So actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to start talking to Win here, and because she's the one that I'm going to be taking with me for this next section of the game.
Long day. Rest would be welcome.
Okay.
Yes.
Doing all
of
right?
course. I am just a little weary. As you may have noticed, I'm no spring chicken.
That's a little hard to miss. I'm not going to be a dick. So there's still some life in those old
Thank
bones,
you.
I bet.
You're very kind to say so. But in all
I know.
honesty, I do not know how many years I have left in me. I have lived for such a long time, but there is always something else to do.
Like
And
become a
I have
lich?
to keep going in order to do it. I think I will be glad when I am done.
Boy, she's kind of talking with, like, a lot of finality here.
Oh, I don't know. I really don't. Have you encountered many
Okay.
abominations, apart from the ones in the Circle Tower?
I mean, no. I'm a dwarf, and we're not susceptible to those things. But we'll say there's Connor.
Yes, Connor, of course. The first time I saw an abomination, my blood turned to ice. It was months before the nightmares stopped. It was the knowledge that I could easily become one of them that frightened me the most.
Yeah, I don't need to worry about that. Yeah, let's be nice to her. She's a great
Every
mage. She can
mage
never
is
become an
vulnerable,
abomination.
no matter how accomplished or powerful. That is the first thing we learn, and overconfidence can lead to recklessness. One slip. All it takes is one slip, and everything you are is simply gone, replaced by madness. And there is no turning back, or at least that's what they say.
It actually takes like 2 slips, so you have to fail your spellcasting roll, roll a 1 on the dragon die, and then you have to make a willpower check. And if you fail that, then you could become an abomination. At least based on the tabletop game.
Of late, I have begun to wonder if there is any way an abomination can be cured. Or if a mage could be so possessed and still retain their sanity, their humanity.
I don't know about humanity, but I think if you play as a wizard, you actually do get several opportunities to interact in a friendly manner with demons. All right, if one retains one's humanity, and one is not an abomination. That is pretty philosophical. I'm gonna ask her why
Because
she
every
cares about this
mage
line of
lives
thinking.
with this threat. It is constantly on our minds. Do not
Oh,
trouble
there's more
yourself,
to it
though.
than that,
This
Wen.
is only an old lady giving voice to her musings.
Okay, so I
must
think we're
ask,
at the point.
what does being a Grey Warden mean to you?
I really should have been talking to her more, apparently. Uh,
There's that,
yeah,
of
it means I've been
course.
chosen to do
But
something
there's more
important.
to being a Grey Warden than killing Darkspawn and saving the world from the Blight. Ultimately,
Is there, though?
being a Grey Warden is about serving others. About serving all people, whether elves or dwarves or men. As a Grey Warden, you are a guardian of men, and you guard them because their continued existence is more important than you are. Thus it is you who serves, not they.
So, one of the things, I don't want to spoil too much, but there are some things in this game that really remind me a lot of Star Trek, which sounds odd on the surface, but we had like Flemeth, who is voiced by Kate Mulgrew, who is Captain Janeway, and that dialogue that Wynn just gave us is very much like the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
A good king, a true king who cares for his land.
And there's going to be something else we're going to see
uses his
very
power
soon as
to
well.
rule firmly
Or
but
more
fairly.
accurately, we're going
He
to hear.
serves his people first and foremost. The king who does not do this, who believes that he is entitled to his power, who abuses it and uses it for his own means, is a tyrant.
Well, yeah, but I'm not going to be the king. That's Alistair, right? You're talking to the wrong person.
If you live apart from others, and your actions affect only you, then you may do as you wish. But if you have power, influence, and strength, your every action will be as a drop of water in a clear, still pond. The drop causes ripples, and ripples spread. Think of how far they will go, how wide they will become, how will they affect the pond. But I've lectured enough for today. I should stop,
Have
or
you?
I wear out my welcome.
Yeah, well, you're getting
You're
there.
quite taken with each other, aren't you?
Okay, so now you're going to lecture me about Morrigan, huh? To be fair, she wasn't my first choice. I just can't do the one that
Well,
people
she's
voted for.
hardly discreet. The way she looks at you, it's as though she's completely forgotten there's anything of you above the waist.
Yeah, I don't know if I really like being objectified like that. But, you know,
I've
that's
noticed
part of
your
her charm.
blossoming relationship, and I wanted to ask you where you thought it was going. She is a cunning woman, a Maleficar. She will use you for her own ends.
Well, some people pay good money for that.
I am telling you what I see and what my instincts tell me. And even if the feelings you share are genuine, this affair may not be the best thing for either of you. You are a Grey Warden. You have responsibilities which supersede your personal desires.
I know, you literally just told me all about them. Can't you just shut up about responsibility for a second? It's a good one,
Love
but
is
we're not going to go with that
ultimately
one.
selfish. It demands that one be devoted to a single person who may fully occupy one's mind and heart to the exclusion of all else. A Grey
Well, that's what it
Warden
used to
cannot
mean,
afford to
but
be selfish.
I don't know. These days
You
it
may
seems
be
a little more
forced to make
fluid
a
than
choice
that.
between saving your love and saving everyone else. And then what would you do?
You're making things sound more dire than they are. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Tell Morgan to go away? I'm not going to be confrontational.
Nothing
I'm
is
just going to
certain.
choose no option one
Not
there.
in these times. You cannot take anything for granted. I want you to be aware of this.
Yeah, no kidding.
I
All
am
right.
just trying to minimize the suffering that may come to either of you. I have given my
Ugh.
advice. Do with it what you will.
And that will be nothing. Disapprove. Oh, come on, Win. Actually, where is her approval, disapproval? Oh. Do I have a gift for her? I might have a gift for her. Let's take a look what we got here. We got thoughtful gifts. Alright, be right back.
Are you sure I can't
I'm only
interest
doing
you
this
in
because your
tab?
personal quest also
Pair of
takes place
earrings,
in the
perhaps?
Brazilian
A
forest.
cheese? I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have...
Yep, alright. I'm definitely going to be pleased with the discount because you're going to sell me something for 0. I just got to find the right one. The uncrushable pigeon. That's for Shale. Cat Lady's hobble stick. Okay, the gnarled staff carries the odors of cat urine and prune juice. So that is definitely the joke gift. Huh. Oh, Amulet of Memories. Okay, that must be her, that must be her gift. I'm gonna talk to her again first, though, and then we'll give her that.
What's on your mind?
I don't know. What's on your mind? You've been letting me
I
know.
have watched you for a time, and perhaps I was wrong. There seems to be something special between the two of you. It doesn't happen often, but I see her smile to herself sometimes when she watches you.
Yeah, a lot's changed since I left like 30 seconds ago.
I think I was too harsh in my judgment before, and
You
I
think?
am sorry.
Alright, well, again, I'm understanding.
What you have may not last forever. Death and duty may part you, but love's worthiness is not diminished because of that. I should have seen this before. Instead,
Yes, you should have.
learn
That
to
would have saved a
cherish every
rather long
precious moment
diatribe.
that you spend together, knowing that it may be the last. And for those of us watching, well, it brings warmth to these old bones to know that something so beautiful can be found in the midst of chaos and strife. What's on
Alright,
your
well, we
mind?
got most of that back. Alright,
I will answer to the best of my
okay,
ability.
ask her about the circle. Okay. I think we're pretty good now, but what I'm gonna do, first of all, I'm gonna level her up a little bit. I am tempted to I am tempted, excuse me, to give her the the Blood Mage background, but we're not gonna do that. I think we're gonna go with boy. I actually might go with Blood Mage just because of what it gives her. +2 spell power is pretty good. Like, I don't need dexterity or attack. Shapeshifter's Constitution and Armor. But Morrigan's already a... So if I do that, if I make her a Shapeshifter, then both of my mages have the exact same ability. So I don't want to do that. So, yeah, Wynn, you're going to fall to the dark side. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I don't think I'm going to give her any abilities in there, to be honest. But we need some good attack spells here. So let's go with we'll go with Flame Blast, and then we're going to give her, once I find her. Okay, I got to see what she's actually wearing for equipment. So she's got the Vestments of the Seer, which is great. The Court of Shattered Dreams, that's fine. Alright, let's give her her Amulet of Memories.
Marvelous. What's on your mind?
Okay, just make sure nothing new pops up. Actually, I think it did, because I don't remember if this was on here or not.
Yes, and thank you for asking. I'm feeling much better today.
Good. Yeah, I'll just say she must have just been tired. Okay, so essentially what's going to happen now... actually, hold on. Let's actually give Wynn a couple of thoughts. Let's just max her out, because like I said, I think we're at the point where we can... I'll at least get her there. So I think we're at the point basically now where we can trigger... So I have to trigger an encounter with her in the party, but before I do that, I'm just gonna run solo to the to the storage chest at Soldier's Peak, because again, unless something's changed, or unless there was like an update that I couldn't download because the servers aren't around anymore, if I go anywhere on the map to like Soldier's Peak, I think it's just Soldier's Peak, but it might be all of the DLC locations, you never trigger an encounter. I don't know why that is. It might just be because they're locations that maybe not everyone has access to, but we are going to get our Blood Dragon Armor. There we go. Blood Dragon Plate. We're going to give that to... Actually, who can we give that to? Requires a 38 strength. What's my strength again? 37. You know what? I might actually hold on to that and wear that myself for a bit. Just because I can. But we got to go back to the party camp so I can actually reselect my party. I'm also going to take the Winter's... once I remember how to do this. I'm going to take the Winter's Breath off of Morrigan. And press the right buttons this time. And I'm going to give that to Wynn in place of the Enchanter Staff. Just so that she has a good item on her. Although I don't think she has any cold attacks yet at all, does she? Okay, no, she's got at least that one. And I'll get her the cone of cold and all that next time. So,
Yes.
we've got Alistair,
Yes.
Wynn,
Yes.
and Shale, because we are always going to have Shale. Alright, so she just cast rock armor. That's why she looks weird, and that's why it looks like there's, you know, pebbles and stuff coming off of her. Alright, I don't think an encounter will trigger if I'm going from the Soldier's Peak either. So we're just going to go to, we're going to go to Denerim. Where are we?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Let's try this again, game, please. There we go. Oh, okay, no, I was wrong. I know you can't get one going there, but it's... Alright, so yeah, so this is... so this is something I want to say. I think this is like her personal quest trigger. Like this encounter here. Jeez, Shale. At least I hope it is, because there was no other dialogue options I could have taken. And I already missed out on Liliana's, which is annoying. Okay, Alistair, thank you. Please don't walk in those. Okay, whoops, looks like... Okay, there, we got Wynn there. Alright. So, I don't know, I think there was supposed to be a special thing that triggered there.
What's on your mind? It is no trouble.
Oh, man, really? Okay, we'll see what happens. I thought there was like a cinematic, like a little animation that plays. I can't remember if it's at the beginning of this encounter or if it's when we leave this encounter. It might be when we leave. Okay, it's when we leave. Awesome. We didn't miss it.
I fell.
You doing all right there?
For a moment there, I thought I thought it was all over.
You thought what was over
Everything.
precisely?
I will explain everything when we are back at camp. Now is not the time.
Okay. So this is actually something that was alluded to when Wynn first asked to join our party. Because so she had created this barrier that was keeping the abominations and stuff out. But one of the mages that she was protecting had mentioned that she took a pretty horrible wound. But nothing ever really
I owe
came
you
from
an
that until
explanation
now.
for what happened earlier.
Yeah, you had me a little worried.
You should know that something happened to me at the tower before you came along. Remember my apprentice, Petra? She encountered a demon in the tower. It would have killed her had I not intervened. I saved her
Yeah,
life,
she was the one that had said,
but I did not survive that encounter with the demon.
so you are a lich.
No, I'm not undead. If I were
Oh.
a possessed walking corpse and could still think, I'd kill myself. I engaged a very powerful demon to rescue Petra. It sapped me of all my energy and will and left me drained. It took everything I had to defeat it. And when I was done, I no longer had the strength to keep my heart beating. I remember my life ebbing away. Everything receded from me. Sound, light. I remember being enveloped in complete, impenetrable darkness. And then I sensed a presence enfolding me and cradling me, whispering quietly to me. The sensation is impossible to describe. I was being held back firmly but gently, as a mother would a child eager to slip from her grasp. I felt life and warmth flowing through my veins again. I began to be aware of small sounds and the discomfort of my hip pressing into the cold stone of the tower floor.
Okay, so you were never really completely
The Fae
dead then,
contains
right?
spirits both benevolent and malicious. The benevolent spirits seldom make themselves known, because they want nothing from mortals, unlike the demons. It was one of these spirits that saved me. Without it, I would be dead. And it has not left me. It is with me, even now, bonded to me. You see, I am supposed to be dead. It is the spirit that is keeping me in this world. And this is not the way of things. Perhaps the spirit did not expect this, but it is weakening gradually. I am living on borrowed time.
So that might also explain her questions earlier about abominations being saved. Yeah, so I'm gonna just say, so then we need to make best
Yes,
of that time.
we will.
Okay, so I need to talk to her again, and I think there should be a question about anything that she
What's
regrets,
on your mind?
right?
I have always had an affinity for the spirits of the Fade. As a child, I never feared my dreams because I knew they were there.
You must have been a strange child.
I could sense the demons, too, and their presence frightened me. It was the kindly spirits of the Fade that took the fear from me. I've always been able to
Was
feel
it,
the
though?
spirits, even if I never saw them. And as I nurtured my talent in the circle, I became more sensitive. I began to notice every time I was in the Fade, whether it was in a dream or in magical practice, that I was being watched.
Yeah, I was just gonna say creepy. Are you sure it wasn't evil? Actually, I did say that too. Do spirits
suppose
watch
they
people like
must.
that?
It is these benevolent spirits that create our dream worlds in the Fade. Sometimes I would see it, a glowing, nebulous form. Most times I would just feel its presence, gentle and comforting, but somehow alien. I think it is a spirit of faith. They have never been seen before, and perhaps I am wrong. But something tells me I'm not. It always felt like the same entity. This one spirit was curious about me, and was guarding me, for want of a better word.
Well, that's pretty cool.
There were
Obviously it
times
protected
when
her,
I
but
was in the Fade that it seemed to stretch forth to shield me, keeping me safe. And I think it gave me strength in my most terrible battles, Ostagar being one of them.
yeah, Ostagar kind of sucked for everyone, didn't it?
I don't know why I was chosen. Perhaps it knew that there was something more that lay in store for me. I like to think that I was given a rare chance, and I'm going to make the best of the time so generously given to me.
All right, great.
I will not lie motionless in a bed with coverlets up to my chin, waiting for death to claim me. That is not the death for me. And so I will fight alongside the Grey Warden, and help prepare him for the task that is yet before him. So you had better listen to me.
Hey,
Because
roll
I
stats,
swear,
yeah,
if I
guarding,
should fall before the end
or
and you
stalking,
don't seem
possessing.
to be doing
Yeah,
things properly,
I don't,
I'll get up again to give you
I
a
don't know if the
good
game actually
finger wagging.
pays the whole like spirit possessing wind thing off. Um, there might be something in Inquisition, but I'm really not sure. I think what would be interesting if it actually was like a demon and it came back like some point later in the series. Um, but yeah, I mean it still seems unusual. I will fully agree with that.
You know,
Yeah, I'll hold you the
I think
promise.
you'll be all right, even without my help.
I wish you would have felt that way like when we first started talking.
What's on your mind?
Okay.
Cure me?
Is there something we can do
What,
to cure you?
right now?
I'm trying to get her to talk about her regrets, but you're
Even
a
you
little
know that
dead.
you cannot cure the dead. And I'm not the only one dying. You are too. I'm just more efficient about it. Ah, child.
Well, at least you got a sense of humor.
Your concern is heartwarming. But death comes to everyone, and it is not something to fear.
Yeah, I don't fear death.
People
It's the
fear
dying that scares
not
me.
death, but having life taken from them. Many waste the life given to them, occupying themselves with things that do not matter. When the end
Hey,
comes,
can we just talk about your regrets,
they say
Win?
they did not have time enough to spend with loved ones, to fulfill dreams, to go on adventures they only talked about. But
Yeah.
why should you fear death if you are happy with
Yeah,
life you have
Win's got a
lived?
pretty morbid sense
If
of
you can
humor.
look back on everything and say,
I have to say.
yes,
It's
I am content.
it's kind of
That
redeeming.
is enough.
Oh, here we go.
I
Are
think
you
I've led a
content?
good life, a full life, and I, for one, am not afraid of death, whatever it may bring. They say that when you die, your spirit travels through the fade and returns to the Maker. And after that, we'll see, won't we?
Or
What's
not.
on your mind?
Okay, come on. Regrets. There we go. Do you have any regrets at all?
I try
Finally.
not to dwell too much on the mistakes of my past, of which there are many. I would go quite mad if I did that. But I do have one regret. The greatest misstep of my life, made even more grave because it had dire consequences for someone else.
What did you
Years
do?
ago, I was assigned as mentor to a lad, Anarin. He was my first apprentice. Anarin was an elf, raised in one of the Elven alienages, and he was very mistrustful of humans, especially humans in authority.
Have you played the city elf background? He has every right to be kind of mistrustful.
What Anarin needed was time. Time to get used to his new home. Time to emerge from his shell so we could build a rapport. I gave him no such time. I was young and arrogant. He
Oh,
is
this was a while
mage,
ago
I
then.
thought. He needs to grow up and act like one. I expected too much from him too quickly. I gave no consideration to his origin or his feelings, and he retreated further from me. All I could think of was how stubborn he was, how he was throwing away all his talent and his potential just to be difficult.
Geez, you overbearing? I can't imagine that at all. That is unthinkable.
Oh, I dread to think. I was a harsh taskmistress. He might have thought I was a demon in disguise. You cannot plant crops.
Well,
in the
you
cold
kind of
woods.
are now.
You cannot teach a student who is
You're a
closed
spirit
off
in disguise.
and unresponsive. Patience is what is needed, and I learned that
It is a
too late
virtue.
to help him.
Too late, huh?
Aaron ran away from the circle one night. I had berated him over some trivial, ridiculous matter that I no longer remember. I drove him away because of something utterly unimportant. He was a child, 14 at the time of his leaving. They had his phylactery, and they hunted him down.
Roll stats. I kind of think you're a demon in disguise too. He wasn't really wrong, yeah. All right, so I'm not going to ask the phylactery question. Basically, what a phylactery is It's not like the Lich's Soul thing like we think of in D&D. It's essentially it's almost like it's a device that has the mage's blood in it so that the Templars can always track them down, which is kind of blood magic, but they get around it somehow.
They called him Maleficar, a mage who practices forbidden magic, deserving of death. He was a child, misunderstood and lost. I begged the Templars to tell me if he suffered, if they gave him a quick death. I got no answers from them. I was his mentor, and they wouldn't even tell me what became of him.
You weren't a good mentor. I guess you learned your lesson. No, let's be nice.
I should have known better. I had the best mentors. They were kind, compassionate. Why didn't I learn from them? I failed in Aaron. All I had to do was listen to him. He would try to talk to me, and I would tell him to concentrate on his spells. He talked about the alienage sometimes, and the Dalish. He always talked about looking for the Dalish elves.
Well, you're in luck, Wynn, because that's where we're going.
The apprentices that came after Anarin benefited greatly from the lessons I learned from him. In a sense, he was my teacher, and I his student.
There we
And
go.
there it is. My story, my one greatest regret.
Okay, cool. So we finally got the quest. Which is great. Now we can go and finally go visit some elves.
Yes.
So let's do that. The Brazilian outskirts. I just hope we don't encounter that stupid dwarven merchant again. Like, that's combat. This could be a combat, actually, with... Oh, it's the same encounter once again, only this time we do get the animation at the beginning. Well, better late than never, right?
There, more of the fiends ahead.
Well, actually, I think this time we get an actual boss. Do you remember like a boss meter? Okay, ow. Okay, so it's not actually quite the same encounter. It uses the same map, but I'm going for that. I'm going for that boss guy, which is probably stupid. Oh, and where the hell did he go now? All right. No, guys, I'll get with you. I'll get to you in a moment. Your call is very important to me. Did they already kill him? Or did he just like peace out? Oh, there he is now. Well, by the time I get there, he's dead. All right. Well, you know what I was going for anyway. So.
As you say.
All right. Here we go. And whirlwind.
Very well.
Well, that was a good fight, right? I didn't look like a frickin' idiot there. Oh. Not quite dead. Alright, you know what? We're just gonna... Ow! There we go.
That was interesting. And
You'll be killed in the order in which you're received. Yeah. As someone who worked at a call center and had to deal with people really annoyed by those messages. Yeah, what the hell was that?
forth the spirit that sustains me, so that it could lend us aid. I did not realize it would take this much out of me. It seemed a good idea at the time, if a little rash. I think it may have weakened the spirit a little.
Well, let's just,
Anyway,
yeah. I mean,
feel
that's,
quite all
I
right.
can't argue the
And
logic.
it seems that my little trick could be useful in a pinch. I promise
Yeah,
I
you
will.
know you.
And thank you. Your concern is touching.
Alright, that was so when we got that first encounter, the one that we just went through was the one I was actually expecting it to be. We'll take the diamond, but nothing else is useful. And then the world map is where exactly? So while we're making our way to the Brazilian forest and destroying this barricade, right?
Shall be done.
Destroying it. There we go. I have had a couple of questions pop up on some of my older like Dragon Age RPG videos, so I just want to take a moment to sort of address like a couple of them. Oh, we got a little thing here first.
Stop right there,
But
outsider.
we'll get to that.
Dalish have camped in this spot. I suggest you go elsewhere, and quickly.
No, we have this document that says we're allowed to come here. We have our passport.
I find that hard to believe. What business could we Dalish possibly have with a group like yours?
I'm a Grey Warden.
A Grey Warden? How do I know you're telling the truth?
Many people go about pretending to be Grey
Well, that's
Wardens, do they?
Perhaps I shall let the Keeper decide for himself. In the camp, I suggest you keep your hands to yourself, and remember that our arrows are still trained on you. Follow me.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna try to steal from you then.
I see we have guests.
Lovely. It's a whole colony.
Who are these strangers, Mithra? I have precious little patience and less time to spend on outsiders today.
This one claims to be a Grey Warden and wishes to speak with the clan. I thought it best to leave the decision to you.
That was wise of you. Masirinus, Mithra, you may return to your post.
Manuvinen, Keeper.
Now, allow me to introduce myself. I am Zathrian, the keeper of this clan, its guide and preserver of our ancient lore. And you are?
Okay, you may call yourself Zathrian, but you're gosh dang Tuvok. So this is another Voyager cast member, actually. So this guy here, Zathrian, the keeper of the Dalish Elves, is actually played by Tim Russ, or voice acted by Tim Russ, who played Lieutenant Tuvok, the Vulcan. So he still gets to have the pointy ears. A couple of things here. Why are elves never friendly? Yeah, I don't. Again, there's a lot of fantasy tropes that are in play in this game, and elves being distrustful is definitely
If you came
one of
to
them.
bring news of the blight in the south, it is not needed.
But to be
I
fair,
already sensed its corruption.
elves in
I
this
would have
world
taken the
are
clan north by
horribly
now,
treated.
Had we the ability to move. Sadly, as you can see, we do not.
Yes, it seems like you've had your own troubles. What are the odds?
I imagine you are
Alistair, you
here
break
regarding
down
the
that
treaty
fourth
we
wall,
signed
buddy.
Centuries ago. Unfortunately, we may not be able to live up to the promise we made. This will require some explanation. Please, follow me.
Can't argue that logic.
The clan came to the Brazilian forest 1 month ago, as is our custom when we enter this part of Ferelden. We are always wary of the dangers in the forest, but we did not expect the werewolves would be lying in wait for us. They ambushed us, and though we drove the beasts back, much damage was done. Many of our warriors lie dying as we speak. Even with all our magic and healing skill, we will eventually be forced to slay our brethren to prevent them from becoming beasts. The Blight's evil must be stopped. But we are in no position to uphold our obligations. I am truly sorry.
Let me guess, you want my help?
The affliction is a curse that runs rampant in their blood, bringing great agony and then ultimately either death or a transformation into something monstrous. The only thing that could help them must come from the source of the curse itself. And that would be no trivial task to retrieve.
Well, I specialize in non-trivial tasks. Oh, that's
Within the Brazilian
first option.
dwells a great wolf. We call him Witherfang. It was within him that the curse originated, and through his blood that it has been spread. If he is killed and his heart brought to me, perhaps I could destroy the curse. But this task has proven too dangerous for us. I sent some hunters into the forest a week ago, but they have not returned. I cannot risk any more of my clan.
Alright, I'll do it. I understand, but I must go.
I must warn you that more than werewolves lurk in the Brazilian forest. It has a history full of carnage and murder, you see. Where there is so much death, the veil separating the spirit realm from our own becomes thin, allowing spirits to possess things, living or dead. But if you can
I've
indeed
dealt with a
help,
bunch of that already,
then
so,
I wish
you know.
luck.
No worries there. Alright.
Then
Let me
I
just say I need
suggest
some
you see
equipment
Master
first.
Wellthorn.
So
I
we'll
only
talk
talked
to
the
Zathrian a
Dalish
few times,
kind
to
of
sort of
hunter
try to
he
piece together some of the backstory here.
I must return to caring for my people. Creator's speed on your way.
Okay. Yeah, so like the elves were the subject of basically the equivalent of like a crusade launched against them. Whoops, we got stuck there. And that's why they have just these wagons now. They're a fully nomadic people because they aren't really welcome anywhere. Alright, we got a bunch of people to talk to here in a moment, but first let's actually go and talk to our merchant friend here.
You've warped the wood completely. Did you leave it out in the rain?
No, Master Ferrothorn. I think I just used too much heat.
You're not smelting ore like a Durgenlin. This is living wood. It requires patience and delicate hands, not more heat.
My actions bring me sorrow, Master Ferrothorn.
And so they should. Truly, the art will be lost to us forever at this rate. Throw away your dead wood and start anew, and I shall speak to our guest. Now then, please forgive my distraction, stranger. Is there something that you need?
Great place to live. Yeah, so I want to say that they stick to areas that tend to be more dangerous or have bad reputations, so that it's less likely that they'll be bothered. Alright, I would like to barter
I'm
with
no
you.
merchants, but let us trade. Perhaps there's something here which will be of value to you.
Hopefully. I think you got the last backpack, right? Oh, I don't need that shield. So I think he's got a book as well that I can use. Okay, awesome. He's got two of them. So, Tome of the Mortal Vessel and Skill and Sundry. So we're going to take both of those. And yeah, he's got the last backpack. Awesome. So we have access to carry all the items that we possibly can. I don't need the Drake scale anymore because we completed that quest, so we're gonna sell that. We're gonna sell that diamond. And I guess that's basically it for now, right? Yeah, there's nothing else there that I really want. Okay, cool. So, these books here, we'll use them. And then, and speaking of books, I will get back to that, talk about the tabletop RPG. So the tome, the first one that we want to use here is the Tome of the Mortal Vessel. So this just basically gives me points for attributes. That's essentially all it does. Like, it doesn't give me any skills or talents or anything. It's 1 point that I can put in stuff. I'm going to put it into strength because now, hopefully, I can actually wear the Blood Dragon Armor. Oh. Oh, wait. Okay. So I can wear the Blood Dragon Armor except for the helmet for now. Although if I put the helmet on, then it's on, even though I shouldn't technically be allowed to wear it. So we're going to do that, because it looks pretty cool. It's got, like, the Dragon Age logo on there. I'm not going to wear this, like, for the rest of the game or anything. Because it is heavy armor, it will cause my abilities to use more stamina. But it is cool to have, and then we're going to use the Tome of Skill and Sundry, which also gives us a point that we can put somewhere, which I'm also going to put into Strength. Alright, so I'm going to actually put into Improved Survival, because I've got all the combat ones. I'm not really concerned too much more with the stealing ones, but I can do those. I can do those a little bit later, because the next time I really need them is after we complete the last treaty, which is with the dwarves. So we still got quite a bit of gameplay. I should be getting at least another skill that I can learn before I'll need this again. But the survival, I said that this is something that will come in handy for one thing specifically, and it's actually here in the Dalish camp. So we are going to do that now. And yeah, so I did have some questions about like the Dragon Age RPG and some of the different like Dragon Age RPG products. And I usually answer them in the comments, but I thought it might be just good to discuss them here. I may have even mentioned this a few times before, but I don't remember doing it, and I know my memory sucks, but we're going to do it here anyway. So there was a video that I did where I had like two GM screens. There was like the original one, and then there was the remastered, like the Game Master's kit.
It is not our intention to insult the Grey Warden. We are simply
and basically, like, I had someone ask what the difference was between them, if one was like advanced rules or stuff like that. So with the Game Master screens, there were some differences in some of the information on there. It's pretty minor, I think, overall. The biggest difference is that the remastered kit is the remastered kit was the one that replaced the original Game Master screen, because the original Game Master screen came out when the box sets were releasing, so they were sort of designed to work with those. And when the box sets were done and they released the core rulebook, the hardcover core rulebook,
the curse spread rapidly in her. Zathrian fought hard to ease her pain, but there was little he could do.
I guess I'll let this play out.
Though he says that Delilah is dead, he will not let me see her body. I am beginning to believe she became a werewolf, and that it is being kept from me so I do not go chasing after her.
And if she
I'll go
was a
chase after her.
werewolf, and the elf chased her and then found her, what then? Sweet, blissful reunion?
Oh, Shale, you are the best of us.
Maybe she would know me as her love, even still?
More likely she would love to eat you.
If I could just know if Delilah is alive, or what happened to her.
And that's why Shale is the best to have around.
I have an amulet made by our craftsman. It's not much, but I would be happy to give it to you in return for any news.
Yeah, so basically with the GM screens, they both came with adventures, but the biggest thing about the remastered screen was just the fact that when the hardcover book came out, the box sets had like aids, like, you know, game aid cards, things that showed you what actions you could take, what like the focuses were that you could have for each of the attributes, the stunts and all that stuff. So those were included in the box set, but when they switched over to the hardcover, suddenly all those really useful things were no longer in print. So the remastered GM's kit, all it basically did was put all of those game aid cards all together with the Game Master screen. And again, there were some minor differences in the information that was included, but that was basically it. And then another question that I had was what the difference was between... Whoops.
Please leave that be. If you have need of equipment, I am sure Master Verathorn can help you. Please do not
let's give it a try.
I find it most unbecoming.
All right. Yeah, so I had another thing that I had asked was like what the difference was between the box sets. and the hardcover, and essentially like nothing except there's one thing that's different, but I'll get to that in a second. So as far as like the rules go, the character classes, the backgrounds that you can be, there might be some new backgrounds, but I'm pretty sure they literally just sort of copied and pasted everything. With the exception of maybe fixing if there was any like punctuation or spelling mistakes or stuff like that. They may have fixed that. But everything's pretty much copied pasted. Like there was nothing that I've seen in there in the rules or in any of the talents or well, not talents, but like the specializations, the classes, the backgrounds. Nothing there seems to be different, other than, like I said, just correcting a few mistakes here and there. The only thing that's really different is the introductory chapter adventure is not included. But before we get there, let's talk to this guy. No, not you, Shale.
Hello?
Hi. Why are you cringing? Speak up. There's no need to be afraid of me. Let's be nice.
I'm very sorry. It's just that we don't get many visitors. Like you, I mean. Of your kind.
Your people are very insular. You've never seen a dwarf before, eh?
Bigger than I... Oh, I didn't mean... Oh, dear. I should start over. I'm Kamen, a hunter apprentice. Though I wish I could become a real hunter.
You want to be a real boy?
I shouldn't be talking about this to an outsider. You wouldn't understand.
Try me.
I suppose there's no harm in it. It's not like you can help me. I've been an apprentice for too long. To become a true hunter, I must bring back the pelt of a beast I killed myself. A boar or a wolf or something. I wanted to hunt in the forest, but we're forbidden to enter because of the attack. But the real problem is Gaina.
Yeah. Alright, I see where this is going.
I have asked for her hand, but she cruelly refuses it. She will not bond with an apprentice, she says, and calls me a child. I am no child. If I was a hunter, I could prove it, but I cannot hunt, and Gaina will never bond with me. I feel so helpless.
It's all about bonding, eh?
I shouldn't have brought it up. Just leave me to my misery.
Okay, so there's got to be some way to help you, right?
There's nothing I can do.
So, so the first option here is, what if I got a pelt for you? So at the very beginning of the game, when we were going into the forest outside of Ostagar, I had mentioned that we needed a wolf pelt for something later on, and I've always kept one in my inventory. And yeah, it's not like you can help me, and so begins the new quest. So that's basically exactly what happens here. So I've had this pelt since the very beginning of the game, and I'm going to try it now.
I couldn't do that. I must kill the beast myself. It is my rite of passage to become a full hunter.
Look, dude, a pelt's a pelt.
Are right. I do want to marry Gaina before she marries someone else. So you would get a pelt for me? Why would you do that?
Because the healthiest relationships are built on a lie, right?
Then, I am very grateful. I will pray to Andrul, the goddess of the hunt, for your success.
Alright, I was very successful, like, a month and a half or 2 months ago. So, yeah, no, I've had one.
It is.
Sure, yeah, no, it's super fresh.
This is marvelous. Finally, I am a hunter. I have to go and see Gaina now. Come on.
Alright, I am your wingman.
Gaina, I have wonderful news. I finally have my pelt.
Really?
Why are you looking at me? There we go.
But I thought you could not enter the forest.
Oh, this guy here is,
A wolf came out and attacked me, and I killed it.
So you're a true hunter now. What wonderful news. Now we can be together.
Alright, well, she obviously wanted this to happen, because there's no way she would believe that.
We are both very grateful for the part you played in bringing us together.
How marvelous you are. I am so happy.
Here, Take this. It's been in my family for a very long time, but I hope it plays some part in your battle against the Darkspawn. It's the very least we could do.
Yeah, it won't. Yeah, so the only difference between in the like the role playing book is the introductory like first level adventure. So the one that came with the box set is called the Dalish Curse, which is the one that we're running over on Master the Game. We're taking a little bit of a break since one of the players wasn't going to be able to make a few sessions. But in that one, you know, so I'm running it there. I'm not gonna spoil anything.
I am done.
The one thing I'll say is it is a very basic adventure, which is okay if it's like an introductory thing, but there's a lot of stuff that's not really fleshed out that you kind of have to do yourself, which doesn't bother me, because I've kind of used to doing stuff like that. But if it's like your very first adventure, your very first time trying to run a game, it can be difficult if someone asks to do something and you have no idea what to do based off of like what's provided to you in the adventure. So they actually replaced it with one that's a little more fleshed out, and it also takes place in Orlais, because I want to say like the book came out after Inquisition, where Orlais was much more fleshed out as a region, and it sort of involves, if I recall correctly, it involves a storyline with Templars or individuals. I think that they were addicted to lyrium. I could be wrong though. I might be confusing it with something else. But it's an adventure that takes place in Orlais, and it's completely different. But other than that, the second adventure is the exact same as what was in set 2, and from my understanding, the adventure that was in set 3 was also printed exactly word for word in the hardcover. So there really no differences besides that one adventure. So here is, we'll get this first. So here is the individual. This is the one thing that I took that nature survival skill for words. Words are hard.
Oh, I beg your pardon, stranger. I was so busy attending to the Hala, I did not hear your approach.
Hala, if you hear me. I am so sorry for that, by the way.
My name
okay,
is Alora.
And you are?
I'm the master herder in charge of caring for the Hala. Not as exciting as being a Grey Warden, but the Hala are vital to us. They are the noble
And what are they?
beasts that pull our Aravel. What humans call landships. They are our companions and our guides.
Yeah, we got
heard
something
of
like that.
Toronto. They are beasts of burden, yes? The Hala are not like that. We ride the Hala,
All right,
but
hipster.
never with reins or a saddle. It is the Hala who decide where to lead us, and our privilege that they take our Aravel with them. In return, it's the herder's job to speak to the Hala and care for their needs. It's a bond of friendship, and not servitude.
Alright. Why don't you step down from that soapbox and we'll talk.
I fear she may have been bitten during the werewolf attack. I have tried speaking with her, but she is too agitated for me to understand. The curse would not affect her as it would us, but it would still be lethal. And it may prove contagious to the other Hala as well. I can find no wound on her, but if she's truly ill, then I will have to put her out of her misery. For her sake, as well as that of the others.
Alright, well, let's see if I can actually do anything here.
Any skills that might help her? If you do, I would be grateful.
Sure as hell do. Alright, let's see if this works. Otherwise, I spent those skill points for absolutely nothing.
Yes, that's it. She's calming down. That's it, love. Be calm. Tell me what troubles you. Ah, I see. It is her life mate who is sick, not her. He was bitten on the leg during the attack, and she fears greatly for him. I did not realize another Hala was injured. This will allow me to prevent the sickness from spreading to the entire herd. Masiranus, thank you. You have done my clan a great boon this day. I will always be grateful for your help.
How grateful? Not monetarily. That's fine. Alright, so yeah, that was the whole reason I took those 2 points into survival. I mean, having the skills, it does open up like different options for you, like different dialogue and stuff. But first, I do want to come back here. Where's that lady that was mean to me and told me to watch my hands or keep my hands to myself? There we go. Okay, so this guy's going to have a quest for us as well.
Have you need of something?
What exactly do you make here?
It's my responsibility to learn what I can of the ancient elven arts of shaping wood and ore. In truth, we Dalish know little.
I know a little thing or two about shaping ore. I am a dwarf after all.
It's taken us many lifetimes to achieve. There is wood that, if treated properly, is as hard as steel but far lighter. It grows only in this forest, Ironbark. The Keeper has forbidden us from entering the forest to collect the wood. This means I cannot make our finest crafts for years to come.
Well, I guess
I would be hesitant to
leave
ask
it to
you,
me.
but if you should come across Ironbark, I suppose there would be no harm in gathering some. It is blue and very distinctive. You can only harvest the bark which has fallen off the tree from age. Now, if you find some, bring it to me, and I will craft it for you.
Okie dokes.
That would please me, so long as our hunters come first. Gareth Shiro.
Yeah, why not?
May the creators visit fortune upon you.
Oh, I didn't actually want to enter your shop. I should check and see what the Blood Dragon armor does. Strength. Okay, there we go. So 3 strength, willpower. Okay, cool. Minus 10% fatigue. That's actually pretty good. Alright. I think this is the last guy we talk to before we leave. And I think he's going to be a kind of a dick to us, but we'll see what happens.
Jaina and Cammon together, I see. Strange that you should take the time to involve yourself in that affair, of all things.
Alright, you judgmental.
I appreciate you trying to find him, but what are the chances?
Anaren the healer?
You know Anaren?
He lives.
Chances are pretty good when you're dealing with the main character of a video game.
Perhaps it is a common elven name.
No, I know of only one Anaren.
Ah, it makes sense. Anaren said that he was from the human cities. You are old friends, then?
If you seek
where is
Anaren,
it?
you must venture into the forest. He prefers to be amidst the trees and the animals.
Thank you all so much.
Dareth Shirral.
Okay. Alright, yeah, so you can listen to him to, like, tell stories, and, he's not nice to you, basically. Should we talk? Alright, no, let's just go into it. Let's actually do something now. We're gonna make our way into the woods. See if we can complete Wynn's quest. So there's going to be a little bit of like backtracking and me probably getting hopelessly lost a couple of times throughout here. We'll see what happens. But I know you have to backtrack here quite a bit.
Very well.
Oh, werewolves. And werewolves gonna get whirlwind. Because that is the ultimate attack. Oh, there we go. All right, so we're gonna knock out a few quests here because there's this one over. This one here, I do believe, is for the the favors for certain interested parties. So, okay, I didn't actually equip. I didn't actually equip the bow yet. Okay, so and then we'll just take the shot and then nothing will go wrong.
Right. You've made some important enemies with your little arrows. You're through.
More enemies ahead!
Pigeon, I will kill it.
Can I switch weapons? Did I just, Okay, cool. Yeah, so basically, the parties for certain interested favors, it's kind of like the Blackstone Irregulars quests, where there are basically individual sort of infighting, and we're kind of caught in the middle of it. And that's basically what happened here. So we got the folded missive. I don't know if I'm going to go through and read it, but basically... basically, it was just one of those things where these guys were looking for whoever that messenger was. I don't think the person that asked us to fire the arrow actually, like, set us up to be ambushed. I'm pretty sure it's, like, the individual that they're quarreling with. Hello. We're over here. You see me. Nope. Okay. Cool.
The Watchwolves have spoken truly, my brothers and sisters. The Dalish sent the dwarf of all things to put us in our place. They sent a dwarf to make us pay for our attack.
Well, so actually, no, they didn't, because this was one of the polls I put up on YouTube. So pretty much with all of these treaty quests, you have to essentially choose sides. So there's always going to be like two possible outcomes that you can go with. So the questions were essentially, do I side with the elves and wipe out the werewolves? You can also side with the werewolves and wipe out the elves, or you can try to break the curse. And breaking the curse isn't quite the way that Tuvok told us it would be, which we'll definitely get to. But again, like I'm really loving the way that these polls are turning out, because the option that people chose was to try to break the curse and have like the best ending for everybody. So that's what we're gonna do.
We are beasts, but we are no longer simple and mindless. Let that thought chill your spine. You speak
That's
to
fine.
Swift Runner. I lead my cursed brothers and sisters. Turn back now. Go back to the Dalish and tell them that you have failed. Tell them we will gladly watch them suffer the same curse we have suffered for too long. We will watch them pay.
I feel like there's more going on here than I was first led to believe. What are the odds of that?
Was it not Sathrian who sent you? He wishes only our destruction, never to talk.
Well, I'm not Zathrian, though.
You know nothing, do you? Nothing of us, and even less of those you serve. You are a fool, and we are done talking. Run from the forest while you can. Run to the Dalish and tell them they are doomed. I do not wish to fight you either, but we cannot trust you. Come, brothers and sisters, let us retreat. The forest has eyes of its own, and it will deal with intruders as it always has.
Yeah, so there's no way to really get any... That's probably the best possible diplomatic outcome you can really get at this point. So it's going to take us a little while. But these are rabid werewolves, you see, so they're not the ones that can actually speak and logic and reason. Take that. killing blow. Alright, so Alistair has gained level, so we're going to level him up. We're just going to go strength, strength, and calm. I mean, there's not really anything. We'll go with combat tactics. But, yeah, Holy Smite will finish off his Templar abilities, which is great. I want to say... There we go.
Who comes?
Yeah, you need a hand?
Witherfang, bring his heart. Attacked.
Okay, so there's a few different things that we can do. We can leave him, we can look at his equipment, we can try to revive him for questioning. We're going to take him back to the camp, and I want to say, like, there's something that can happen where it triggers the lady that was mean to us when we first entered the forest to, like, try to track us down.
And Darren Atishan, Grey Warden. Our scouts
Yeah,
saw
her.
you approaching and tell me you carry the body of one of our hunters with you. Ah, Dagon. He is wounded, but I think he will live. Ma Syranas, your help is appreciated. Come, Lethaline, let us take Dagon to the Keeper, and quickly. If we are lucky, we may still save him.
All right. We are actually going to go back to the Dalish camp, though, because now we're going to start talking to Zathrian and let him know that there's some weird stuff going on here. You don't necessarily have to do all this back and forth, but
Yes.
it fleshes out the
What is it you
story.
need? Have you news? Yes, Mithra told me you returned with Dagon. I was able to heal his wounds, and he has
Dagon
not
or
recovered
Dagon?
the curse. If you have not spoken to him already, you should seek him out. I understand he wishes to see you before you return to the forest again. Have you any other news?
Oh, yeah.
Make them quick, if you please. I have much to do here. My apprentice Lanaya or Sayrel, the clan's storyteller, could provide you with answers just as easily.
Okay, yeah, so I need to discuss something I discovered in the forest. So these are the ones that you used to basically, like, try to confront him with the
Yes.
fact that he didn't tell us everything.
Speak? You mean speak actual words? That seems unlikely.
Sentences, paragraphs.
They are savage beasts. Even if they could speak, I doubt they would have anything worthwhile to say. I think you can see for yourself what the end result of such a venture would be. Intelligent or not, they are hardly peaceful. The werewolves are
Yeah,
unimportant.
sounds like you got a little bit of a
It is
bias there.
Witherfang whom you must seek out. And if they keep you from him, then your course is clear. I was not aware they have names, but no, I know nothing about any swift runner. I must return to...
All right. Well, yeah. Ooh, a chest. I must not have gotten you earlier.
Task is finished.
Oh, there's a love letter. Okay. I wonder how many of those I need. Like I said, you have to get 12, and I've never actually finished that quest, and it annoys the crap out of me. I have 8 currently. So I'm probably not going to finish it here either. But we need to find this individual here. Now, okay, so one thing I will say, sort of potentially a minor spoiler, but I don't think we have to really worry about it ourselves. The fact that Zathrian's name comes up in orange is, kind of potentially telling. Like, no one else that we really talked to, I don't think I've never really noticed that before. But there's a reason why these individuals have names that correspond with different potential enemy types, and that's because we can, like I said earlier, we could side with the werewolves, so this sort of lets you know which ones are like the elite, which ones are sort of like the top tier types of characters. I need to see if I can find this guy. Dagon. Because right, he's got to be here somewhere. Is that him? There we go.
Thanks
Okay,
to
cool.
you, friend. I understand I have you to thank for my rescue from the forest.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want your efforts to go unrewarded. Here is a gem I
Neither
traded
do I.
for when I was amongst the outsiders. I thought to make a necklace out of it for my bride, but I want you to have it. I know it is of worth.
Oh man, come on. All right, no, we're gonna be the good guy
You wish
here.
me to keep it? Then you are truly generous. Thank you again.
Yeah, I know.
And now I am
You're
afraid I
welcome.
must rest. The keeper says I am not yet fully recovered after all. I wish you well, my friend.
Yeah. Oh, and he completely disappears. Gosh, dang it. I was gonna try to pick his pocket and see if I could actually get it after all. But that's fine. So yeah, one of the things again about the elves is that they don't worship the Maker. They have their own pantheon of gods, which is why the Chantry completely heel turned on them. And you can learn about them again. I've really looked through the codex entries. I really should. I do feel bad that I've never actually done that, but it's not something to do on stream because it would just be yeah, that would be just like hours of reading because they've produced a lot of lore based like documents and entries, journal entries, and all that stuff. So I can't remember what they said like the actual page count was, but it was quite a bit.
Even more darkspawn. Shall we?
Darkspawn, including an ogre. Really, you're going after the mage? Come on now. I mean, I guess technically it makes sense, but still.
As you say.
Okay. So there is something we can do with that gravestone later, but I actually forget how we get there. Okay, yeah, but this spot. Oh wait, okay, hold on. Hold on, I gotta do some pathfinding here, which I'm not particularly great at. There must be something that directs me back there. I think what we ended up finding is like a glass... It might be a glass phylactery or something. But here... so here's some revelation. So we were told that there's more than just than just werewolves in this forest. And there are, because there are also these guys who are definitely not Ents.
Very well.
But with the fallen tree, we get the iron bark, which I kind of wish I had done before we went back to camp, but we'll get there. And then over here, the ominous loading screen, or not loading, but saving screen. Can't get there from here. Yeah, one thing you just can't do in this game is drop down elevations. So while it might just be like a 3-foot drop, you just can't do it. So you have to find the specific pass, which is a very video game way of doing things, right? I can't. Okay. So one of the things that these guys could do is summon these like roots that pop up out of the ground and deal continuous damage to us. They suck. it's kind of the equivalent of, it's not quite as bad as, like, the misdirection hex, but it is annoying because it's one of those things that just takes you out of the fight for an extended period of time. Also, seeing my dwarf, like, fight these trees, I don't know if anybody, like, watching this has ever read Order of the Stick, but the way that dwarves view trees in that is just fantastic. Geez, I wonder if that is something.
What manner of beast be thee that comes before this elder tree?
So he doesn't know what I am. I'm just gonna tell him I'm a dwarf.
A child of the deeper stone. I should have heard it in thy tone. The woods have never been thy home. 'Tis far beneath the earth you roam. Allow me a moment to welcome thee. I am called the Grand Oak, sometimes the Elder Tree.
The world is certainly full of marvelous, unexpected creations. Each day we see something that we never thought possible.
And unless thou think'st it far too soon, might I ask of thee a boon? I have but one desire, to solve a matter very dire.
Talks like an ant. Yeah, I mean they're definitely inspired by ants. But they're you know, they're legally distinct. The interesting thing about this guy is that, as you may have noticed, that he talks exclusively in rhyming, like rhyming verses.
All I have is my being, my seed. Without it, I am alone indeed. I cannot go and seek it out, yet I shall die if left without.
Alright, we'll look for it.
My wooden skin has some magic, see? And part of it I can give to thee.
So we haven't actually encountered it yet, but the wolves, they sort of mentioned that the forest will shield them. I don't think it's this section of the map, I think it's the second section of the map, but there is this barrier that you cannot pass through unless you have something that grants you safe passage. And what that ends up being, like, there's a couple different things we can do, but the big thing is, the thing that we're going to do is we're going to get like an oak staff from him, and that will essentially give us passage. It's as if the woods have given us their blessing.
The forest would see thee as a tree, and so no harm would come to thee. Wilt thou then perform the task? Wilt thou save me as I ask?
You got it.
Go to the east to find this man. I shall await. Do what thou can.
Alright, so he is kind of feuding with this hermit. And, again, you could side with one or the other, but we're going to side with the oak tree. Now, this is another interesting section of the game. So, in the GM voice, it reads, this campsite appears remarkably intact. The tents and bedrolls are covered with leaves, but are dry and whole. The fire pit smokes and possesses embers enough to build into a small flame. There are no signs, however, of any inhabitants.
The werewolves would not use such a camp, would they? Whoever this belongs to must be nearby.
Alright, let's keep an eye out. Stay frosty. Alright, so we can go around and examine basically the different things here. We can look at the bedrolls, we can look at the fire pit, we can look at the tent. So let's do that. You look inside the tent, surprised by how dry and cozy it feels. It is clean but empty. What a pleasant place to rest your head.
Didn't set this up. How strange. And yet it all just seems so friendly. I want to do nothing but remain.
Alright, so this should be the first indication that something really bad is happening. But we can't leave yet. And you stay alert. It takes all your strength to step back from the tent. A wave of weariness washes through you, despite your efforts to resist it. So, if we just leave, then we're fine, but if we examine something else, like, let's take a look at this bedroll. You examine the bedroll. It looks clean and warm. You feel like you haven't slept in ages. It would be so nice to curl up and sleep, which technically we haven't.
I feel magic here, draining my strength. We must leave, and soon.
Yeah, sleeping here would be bad, I think. We should probably go. You turn away from the bedroll, but only reluctantly. The lure of sleep is almost overpowering. Alright, well, let's tempt fate. You examine the remains of the fire pit. It has been untended for several hours at most. The embers draw you in, almost hypnotizing you.
I sense magic at work. The fire is... it's weakening us. Can you feel it? It wants us to stay.
So we need to get away from it, but the flames emit a sudden warmth, draining your strength even more. You turn away, the chill seeping back to your bones. You are exhausted. Oh, huh. So normally you just kind of pass out. You cannot look inside the tent without coming close to falling unconscious. Is all you can do to turn away from it. Oh, you know what? I think I screwed up. Oh, dang it. Okay, no, we're gonna reload. We had a save that popped up right before we talked to the tree, so we'll just skip through that really quickly in the fight with the other things. But I actually wanted to trigger. There's an event that triggers there that's kind of neat, so I actually want that to happen. Alright, wind's okay. Yeah, I didn't realize you could actually you could actually like walk away from that. I guess I just chose I guess I chose the perfect options to avoid it, even though that's not what I... So you know that like that thing I've said before about having like a 50-50 chance of doing the thing that I want to do, and how I always screw it up? Well, there was an example of it. I'm pretty sure I had like a 50-50 chance of either triggering the event or making it so I could never trigger the event, and I ended up doing the thing that I didn't want to do. So, which, you know, just naturally, right? And I still have the iron bark. I just want to double check that. Yep. Okay, cool. And then we'll just, I'll try to do the exact same dialogue options.
I have but one. All I have is my being, my goat.
Okay. And then I'm going to save right in front of this camp again, because I want to make sure that I actually do get it.
This is strange. The werewolves would not use such a camp, would they? Whoever this belongs to must be nearby.
Alright, I don't see any tracks around. It seems safe. You get no hint of danger, though. It strikes you as odd the camp is abandoned. Perhaps searching the camp will get you more clues to its nature. And... save game. That way, if I mess it up again...
The Elven hunters didn't set this up. How strange. And yet it all just...
Yeah, we're not leaving. So, like I said, you do have to look at a minimum of 2 things before you can actually trigger what's about to happen.
I sense magic at work. The fire is... it's weakening us.
Unable to resist, there we go. So unable to resist its strange siren call, you trudge back to the tents and quickly collapse and drift off to a blissful sleep. Alright, so this was actually a trap by a greater shade. Sort of, it's kind of connected to like a sloth demon. So I'm going to freeze you, and I'm going to resurrect everybody else. Now the interesting thing is, whoops, nope, revival. The interesting thing is that Shale actually fell asleep as well, and technically Shale shouldn't have. So we're just gonna get everybody up here, and we're gonna beat this thing up. So that was pretty easy. So yeah, this whole thing was basically it was a trap. It was an illusion. So with the shade destroyed, the fog seems to lift. The camp that was here is ancient, and remnants of the shade's victims all lie as if sleeping still.
How long has that spirit lingered there, and how many has it preyed upon? I shudder to think of it.
So basically, the only person that will awaken once that happens is going to be like a mage character. I am kind of tempted to try and see what happens if I do this section without a mage in the party. Because then it might go just to the person with the highest willpower. I can't imagine it just gives you like an automatic game over. The one good thing though is that it doesn't give you, even though you were considered to be dead, it doesn't actually give you injuries, so that's good. The only bad thing is that I do need to select my momentum ability once again, but yeah. So again, just a cool little encounter. Has nothing to do with the story or anything. I just always thought it was really neat, and so I wanted to make sure that I included that in this playthrough. Hello, DJY77. Thanks for joining. Hope you're not looking for like stellar top tier gameplay, because this is not the stream for that. But if you're looking for mistakes and blunders, then I've got you covered. All right, Alfred. Oh, okay. Oh no, yeah. So there's two sections of the forest we have to go to. There's like the southeast, and I think it's southeast and southwest, or it's east and west, and then there's different ways you can access both of those locations. So where we got the iron bark, for example, we could have accessed this map from there as well. And we do have a little quest thing over here, so we're gonna make our way towards that. But first, we got to take out another legally different and distinct from Ents. And so basically, I think these are like, I want to say the lore behind these is that they are, like they're trees inhabited by like the spirits from the Fade. So the ones that are attacking us are kind of like more demon possessed. I could be wrong. I could just be making that up. It's been a while since I've actually looked into that. You do get, I think you get like a bestiary that you can look at in this game, so that might tell us as well. But again, I'll just go with what I said, which is again probably wrong. But this is Daniela. This is the individual that we were sent in to look for, the elven woman whose husband is worried about her.
Help. Listen. I am not the mindless beast I appear to be. I am cursed, turned into this creature. The curse, it burns in me. I fled into the forest. The werewolves, they took me in, but I had to return. I
Careful. These werewolves might have laid a trap for us or something. You never know.
You are
No, didn't you see the name, Alistair?
one of the dwarven folk. I am... was once an elf. One of the Dalish until my change. You know of my clan.
Yeah, they sent us here.
The Keeper sent you? Then you seek Witherfang.
Yeah, sort of.
I have, but it is not what you think. But there is no time to explain. You must listen. My name is Delilah. My husband he is
Delilah.
called Athras. Please, you must bring him a message. The
Okie dokes.
I will bring it to him. Tell him I love him. Tell him I am dead and with the gods. I beg you.
Yeah, so Arthas actually sent us in here. I'm just gonna
To be peace.
let her know that.
He is a good man. Please do not let him suffer thinking of me. Oh, the pain. The curse is fire in my blood. Please, hand it for me. Hand it quickly.
Alright, so we got a few different options here. We can try to talk to her. We can try to heal her. We could just walk away, but I'm not going to do that. She's in pain. She's suffering. She's asking for this. So we're gonna grant her request.
Gods, bless you.
See, it's what she wanted. And then we skin her and take her gold. Now, there's also this holla here, and I don't know why it's here. You can't interact with it. Like, there's nothing you can do. I feel like there had to have been a quest where, after you deal with the one that was separated back at the Dalish camp, that, like, there was maybe an offer or a quest to try to find another one to replace it, but you never get it, so I don't know. Maybe it's just me trying to fill in the blanks, but I don't know, it's just kind of weird that it's there and you can never do anything with it. Holy crap, those werewolves actually had, like, legit gold on them. Alright, whoops, I want the map. There we go. Okay, yeah, so there's the barrier. We'll walk towards the barrier here, just to sort of show what happens. If I try to walk through it without anything to tell, like, to trick it into thinking that I'm just another tree.
I do not think we made any progress. We could barely see our way through the mist, and now we are back at the beginning again.
So, Dragon Age crossed with Ravenloft or Barovia confirmed. So yeah, so the mist, they just won't let you pass. Like, you walk in and you basically get kicked back out to exactly where it was that you entered it. So we gotta find that acorn and we gotta take out these guys. Oh god, for a second I thought they actually killed Shale. They just knocked him down. The Sylvans are kind of annoying to fight. Mainly just in the fact that they can, they can knock you back, they can sort of stun lock you and deal continuous damage. Now we gotta fight some bears. So, so seeing these bears, I know we fought bears before, but for some reason, like just now, I kind of had a flashback to the good old days of some 3rd edition Dungeons and Dragons. Like this pre 3.5. Oh, some more Darkspawn. So this is like pre 3.5. This is like the 3.0 days, and it was right after. I can't remember if it was the Fiend Folio or if it was the Monster Manual 2. I want to say it was the Fiend Folio because there wasn't much in the Monster Manual 2.
What's on your mind?
Nothing. Go away.
It is no trouble.
Because I don't really remember there being much of anything in the Monster Manual 2 that was worth looking at. Oh, okay. All right, here we go. So there, yeah, this is this gravestone here. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so now we get to deal with these tombstones. So it says the air seems unnaturally cold around this ancient tombstone. Runes of warding are carved in the surface, so we can leave it alone, or we can disturb the wards, because, what could possibly go wrong? Well, we get Scorpioned, for starters. But yeah, so anyway, it was 3.0, and the early group that I was with, they were like some of my best friends, so like I don't want to say anything, like I can't say anything bad about them personally, but as far as like the actual games themselves were concerned, there was... So the DM found this website called the Sadistic DM. And there were players in the group, or specifically, like... Anyway, they were sort of kind of an antagonistic atmosphere, where, like, some of the players would make characters that the DM would view as a challenge to try to, like, not attack their weaknesses, but try to overcome their, like, overpowered strengths. So, anyway, so the DM found a template in one of these books. And it goes to show also how bad the scaling was in 3rd edition. Actually, let's hold that thought, because here's an Aaron.
Friends, turn back, please. These woods are a danger to those who do not know the paths.
A Naren?
Wait, I remember your face. But younger, more impulsive, stern.
I thought they had killed you.
They very nearly did. The Templars found me while I was searching for the Dalish. They ran me through and left me for dead.
I brought this on you.
Were they becoming more bold with each passing day?
I was a dreadful mentor, harsh and impatient. I am sorry for the way I treated you.
I've put that behind me, and you should too. I didn't fit in with the Templars in your chantry. My path lay elsewhere.
Irving is a reasonable man. He will find some way for you to return. The Circle needs new blood. It needs to change.
I have fond memories of Irving. He was always kind to me. I will consider your proposal, and perhaps I will speak with Irving. However, I promise nothing. Now, it is getting late and you have much to do. You should be on your way.
No, we've
we'll let
spent
Wynn
enough
have
time
her
on my
moment.
personal affairs. It is time for us to move on.
Look at this. It's the hardened sap of a tree native to this forest. It's been something of a lucky charm for me, and now I want you to have it.
Very well. I'm grateful. May your gods smile on you and Aaron.
And on you.
Oh, that was nice. Yeah, so anyway, so he found... I want to say that he also probably found this online from that website, but he took basically just like your typical like dire bear, and he used the hit dice advancement as well as a template called Creature of Legend. So we were like 12th or 13th level characters, I want to say at the time, and he bumped up these bears to like 30 hit dice creatures because the way that the hit dice scaling worked, technically, that only increased the challenge rating by like 1 or 2 or something like that. So they should have been a challenge rating equal to our level, but their hit dice were so high that it affected their base attack. Then they grappled us. They never missed. They did so much damage. It was just an absolutely ridiculous fight. So we had like two 30 plus hit dice bears of legend, and they just mopped the floor with us. It was one of the most brutal fights I remember from that era. And I don't know, I don't know why, but just seeing those bears again just sort of reminded me of that. But this looks kind of suspicious. So this isn't his camp there. His camp is right there. So this might be the guy that stole the acorn. So there's a tree stump here. It appears something has dug a hole beneath the stump, leading to a tiny and filthy cave of sorts. Obviously the hermit sleeps in here. There also appears to be a small cubby hole within the body of the trunk itself. It is filled with mud, twigs, and other debris.
That's private property. That's an old man's home, that is. Keep out. Keep out.
So we're going to leave the stump alone, but I think we can interact with it again, right? Yeah. So we're going to talk to the hermit.
Oh dear. Not a werewolf.
Oh, I missed it. If you leave him alone, he starts like rambling to himself and like punching the air. So yes, you're the thief that took the Grand Oak's acorn.
I did, and mayhap I didn't. Have you come to claim it back? Oh, what fun. But we are getting ahead of ourselves already. Ask a question and you'll get a question, but give an answer and you'll receive the same. Oh, I do so love to trade.
Okie dokes.
No, that is not a question. And if it be an answer, it be an answer to a question I've not asked. Have you no sense for the rules?
Be careful, Grey Warden. This is no ordinary man. He is a mage. Driven mad, perhaps, but still powerful.
No fair
Yeah,
bringing
I'm
mages
good.
to a guessing game. Will you play by the rules or not?
All right,
I
let's
think it is
go
your
ahead.
turn to ask, is it not?
Do you have the Grand Oak's acorn?
Suddenly it all becomes clear. You hear that talking tree there? It all makes sense now. As a matter of fact, yes. I do have that tree's acorn. I stole it, and it was easy. Silly tree should have locked it up tighter. If you want it, you'll have to trade me for it.
I mean, it's an
Nothing
acorn. They
from that
literally
silly
drop from
tree.
trees.
No leaves or branches or anything. But that's all I have to say about that. An answer for an answer. There you go.
All right, so do you want to ask me a question?
Oh, yes, I think I might. Now, what shall be the first? Oh, yes. What is your name? Aha, so you claim. They sent you, didn't they? But you're too tricky.
So
and you're
he's
trying
a
to
little
fool me.
eccentric.
Well, I'm on to you, just so you know. But it is your turn to ask now. Ask. Ask away, I dare you.
So this guy kind of reminds me of like the hermit from Keep on the Borderlands. Not that there's any like strong connection, like he doesn't have his like animal companion or whatever with him, but I don't know. He's just a crazy old man out in the middle of the woods. And recently, I actually had the joy of encountering him in the D&D adventure. So that's probably why it reminds me, just because it's sort of fresh in my memory.
Let's see. I'll trade you an acorn, a helmet I found, or a book I finished reading years ago, provided you have something interesting in return.
Okay, well, we definitely want the
And
acorn.
what do you have to trade for the acorn? A book.
How about a book?
Eh? What sort of book?
Book on Elven
you
history?
say? That might make for good reading by the moonlight. Or it'll be better than using leaves. Give me that.
Using leaves, yeah, he
That's
might
done.
wipe his
What
butt
else
with
have you
it.
got on your agenda, hmm?
Nothing.
You're going to report to them now, are you? Fine. Goodbye.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And he takes off, but he's there. So I'll see if he can, like, if I'll just leave him there, if he'll start, like, punching. So you can also fight him. It's just a boss fight. But, you know, his animations are so delightful that I gotta keep him alive. I mean, look at those moves. But I think I can steal from that. Yeah. Alright, so we gotta go back to the Grand Oak. I'm probably gonna go back to the... I was thinking if I was gonna go back to the Dalish camp yet or not, but... yeah, actually, because I can turn in 2 quests now, so I may as well. Because I want to say I'm getting close to the experience. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're definitely going back to the... We're definitely going to go back to the Dalish camp, because I want to level up if I can. This is where, like, a fast travel system would kind of be nice. Nice to have. And it's kind of strange, because typically, like, there's just not a ton of backtracking you necessarily need to do in this game. Like, the Circle Tower had, like, the biggest backtracking section, but that was totally... I mean, I guess these are optional, too, but it just seems like you're going back and forth a lot. But you can also progress the story by backtracking quite a bit.
My acorn is still gone, so I pray to thee. Hast thou any news for me?
Yeah, is this your acorn?
Soars to new heights indeed. I am reunited with my seed. As I promised, here it be. I hope its magic pleases thee. Keep this branch of mine with thee, and pass throughout the forest free. I wish thee well, my mortal friend. Thou brought my sadness to an end. May the sunlight find you, thy days be long, thy winters kind, and thy roots be strong.
Alright. Oh, okay, I gained the level from that. So that's cool. We're gonna do that. But first, I always like to, I always like to do the other characters first. So Shale also gained a level. So we're gonna go Strength, Strength, Strength. And we're gonna take Supernatural Resilience. And then for my guy, let's see here. Cunning. Geez, do I want strength or not? No, let's go. We'll just go Dex. And now we'll take Expert Stealing. And with Ranger, again, I'm not really interested in summoning creatures. But we do have the Punisher. So it makes 3 blows against a target, dealing normal damage for the first 2 strikes, then generating a critical hit from the final blow. If it connects, the target may also suffer penalties to attack and defense or be knocked prone to the ground. So that's a good one to have as well. I don't know how much I'm going to use that, because I only have so many that I can sort of quick equip here. And now I got to get back to the Dalish camp, which means I'm going the wrong... Wait, am I going the wrong way? Okay, no, I got to go up this way and around. Like I said, I'm really good at pathfinding. So yeah, we'll turn in those quests, but we can also sort of slip by that tombstone. Because now we can interact with them. And again, that's so it is strange that again like to do the quest with the tombstones also involves backtracking. So, like, again, very few quests do you have to, like, backtrack so much. But now we can finally disrupt the tombstone, or disturb the tombstone. And then we get our dude up here, our Revenant. I don't know why he pulled me toward. I was right there already. Alright, well, let's give Punisher a try. Oh, dang it. Alistair. Of course you would knock him back when I was trying to do the thing. But that's fine. So what these tombstones give us, what these revenants give us, is they give us armor pieces. Juggernaut armor, to be specific. So we're going to get all the Juggernaut armor. Hopefully we'll get all the Juggernaut armor. Because there's 4 pieces. I'm pretty sure there are 4 tombstones that we come across. And I always like to give the Juggernaut armor to the character that we get when we go to Orzammar. Oh, wait. Here we go, Andraste's Grace. So, in the last, when I was talking about the stuff with Liliana and how there was a gift specific to her, people watching in the stream or in the comments on when I put it on YouTube did let me know that the Brazilian Forest is a place where we can find it. So we might still be able to do the romance with Liliana after all. But we'll see. I can at least give her that gift, and I think that's a unique one that actually triggers dialogue. But here, let's fight another legendary bear. Oh, it was Shale that did it. It wasn't Alistair. That did the knockback. And I don't think we're gonna get... Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get anything there. But yeah, so those legendary bears, like I said, they always kind of remind me. God, there's a bunch in here. So it's just like, again, sort of one of those nostalgic memories. It wasn't like a fond memory; it was kind of like a frustrating one, and an example of how like creature scaling in the days of 3rd edition just didn't work the way that I think they wanted it to, or encounter scaling just didn't work. So, like, having one challenge rating, like, 13 creature, is supposed to be, like, a fair fight for a group of 13th level characters, but if you double their number, it only adds, like, 1, maybe 2 to the challenge rating number, so that's why those 2 legendary bears were mathematically a fair fight for us, but in practice were... I mean, they had more hit dice combined between the 2 of them than our entire party did combined. It was rough. In fact, they may have been like 40 hit dice.
Yes.
Hey, Zathrian.
What do you need? Have you news?
Yeah, I encountered Buddy's wife.
I know what Delilah was. She died the moment she turned into a ravening, mindless beast. Athras needs to accept that.
Yeah, she wasn't mindless.
She spoke, did she? Surprising. But then her transformation was very recent. Still, she is doomed in the end. I hope you put her out of her misery.
Man, he is really... he's really intent on his path of hating these werewolves.
Speak? You mean that seems unlikely. They are savage beasts.
Yeah.
Even if they could speak, I doubt they would have the same grudge they hold against any who trespass in the forest, I imagine. We also killed many of them during the attack. The werewolves are unimportant. It is Witherfang whom you must seek out. And if they keep you from him, then your course is clear.
Okay, you can also ask him about the hermit in the oak tree, but I'm not going to bother with that.
Creator's speed on your way.
Yeah, he's... I mean, he's kind of a bad guy. Alright, so if we talk to her, we can actually ask her about him.
In bringing our Kamen and Gaina together.
Sure was.
Not strictly speaking, though I'm certain it would have been better had Kamen got the pelt himself.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
We try to teach our young to wean themselves off the impatience that humans suffer from. Their belief that
Not a human.
everything must happen now is what destroyed us long ago. But there's no real harm in what you did. I do not doubt your intentions were good.
Alright, yeah, what can you tell me about Buddy that's, like,
He is
just
the
3
keeper of
feet
this
over
land
from
and
you.
has been for a very long time. He is also a very good man who has lost much. The Dalish are everything to him, and he would do anything to protect them. He lost his family a very long time ago. I don't know the story, but I understand the circumstances were horrific. As you wish. Darth Shirel.
Sathrian.
What is it you need? Have you news?
What happened to your family?
Make them quick, if you please. I have much to do here. My apprentice Lanaya or Sayrel, the clan's... Yes. What is it? Go on, then.
Okay, I guess I can't talk to him about it.
I must return.
Okay. I know that you can sort of, like, get dialogue back and forth
It is good
quite
to
a
see
bit.
you again. Have you need of something?
I need to turn in this quest.
Truly? Let me see. Yes, that is indeed ironbark, and a substantial quantity of it as well. Well done. An agreement is an agreement, and I will craft something from this wood for you. What would you like? A bow, or perhaps a breastplate?
Honestly, I don't need the bow, I don't need the armor, so you keep it.
I must admit, I'm surprised to witness such generosity from an outsider. You
Yeah,
have my
maybe give us a
thanks,
chance once in
and
a
the
while.
thanks of my clan for this gift. I will not allow your generosity to go without at least some reward. Come, I shall make something of the wood you bring. I've reformed the wood to my will. It is but a small token of our gratitude, but take it with my blessing.
Alright, I like you a lot more than Sathrian. So he gave us, I think is it an amulet? Yeah, an Aaron's, oh no, that's an Aaron's token. Yeah, Verathorn's amulet, so what does that do? Nature resistance, but -1 constitution, so that's not good. An Aaron's token gives you different resistances, so let's see... yeah, let's actually put that on win. That seems fair, right? Alright, then we're going to turn this other quest.
You have returned. Is there any chance you have news of Delilah?
Yeah.
Have you found her? Are you certain?
Yeah, here's her pelt. She gave me her scarf, see for yourself, or she's dead. Let's go with she's dead.
What happened to her? Was it as I thought?
She died from the curse. Zathrian told the truth.
Keeper told me the truth? Are you certain?
Yeah, absolutely, and she sends her love as well. So that's sort of like the code he'll pick up on.
Oh, I see. At least she is at peace. Here is the
Yeah,
end,
she is. I helped
as
with that.
promised. Now I should go and make arrangements. I must mourn my wife as is proper. Dareth Shirah, fare you well.
Oh, I actually wasn't going to take the amulet. I guess I didn't have a choice. Alright. Okay, so back into the woods we go. So now we can pass through... Oh, right. We can pass through that barrier now. But I don't know if we actually have to equip it or not, but we were given the oak branch, which isn't too bad, so we're going to put that on win for now. Just that way it's equipped, and I know that I know for sure we'll pass through. I want to say we just have to have it in our inventory, but it's better to be safe than sorry, right? Now, it's also a 50-50 chance, so I'm going to hedge my bets here. Yeah, nice scenic little waterfall there. Yeah, so this should let us get to... This should let us get to the other section of the map, although it's probably going to be about as far away as it could possibly be from where we need to get to. I can almost guarantee it. Again, there's only 2 places we can go to. But I'm pretty sure this is the one that is further away, right? Yep. That it is. Now, I think I also need to go back to where that tombstone was, though, because there are 2 things that happen there. There are 2 things that happen there. 2 different quests. So we had, like, the Darkspawn attack and the deal with the tombstone initially. But there was also a quest for, I think it was the Mages Collective, where the Maleficar were gathering. I think that's there. We'll know when we get there, and if... Yeah. So yeah, so that one thing to keep in mind is that if you get that quest, before you enter the woods the first time, you will have to come back to this area. Because that's where the Maleficar...
You are not welcome here.
Yeah, well, neither are you.
Doing the Templars' dirty work for them, eh? Templars or mages, it means nothing to us. There is dark power here. And you won't stand in our way.
Oh, I'm gonna stand all in that way. Ow. Oh, the stupid misdirection hacks. Alright, well, I'm gonna be completely ineffective for the rest of this fight. I hate that spell. It's one of the most annoying spells in the game, and I wish they wouldn't have ever put it in there. Because it punishes the player way more than it does, like, the enemies. I mean, I know I can certainly use it as well, but yeah, it's just, I don't know, I hate it. And what it does, like I've said it before, but what it does is it turns any successful attack that you make, like any normal hit, gets turned into a miss, and any critical hit just turns into a regular hit. So you can still conceivably hit a couple of times while you're under the effect, but it's like rolling the natural 20, right? So it's a very small % chance. It's just, I don't know, it just sort of gets in the way. It also wouldn't be so bad if they cast it on, like, the other characters in the party for a change, but it's always only ever on me. But with the oak branch, we're actually able to pass through, so...
The forest has not been vigilant enough. Still you come.
Dude, I just want to talk.
Stronger than we could have anticipated. The Dalish chose well, but you do not belong here, outsider. Leave this place.
Yeah, come on, let's talk.
You are sent by the treacherous Dalish to kill Witherfang. I will not stand by and allow that to happen.
That doesn't mean I'm going to actually do it.
I do not believe you. I will not risk.
This is also another situation where no matter what you do, you can't win them over here.
Come to kill, as all your kind do. We have learned this lesson well. Here, Witherfang protects us.
All your kind. You got a dwarf, a human, a golem.
We will defend Witherfang and this place with our lives. What manner of beast?
So I think all we have to really do here is defeat Swiftrunner. And that triggers this cutscene. Well, that was something. And here we have another gravestone. But first, let's pilfer these treasure chests. Alright, you know the drill. Yeah, we're disturbing the wards. Alright, let's see if he pulls somebody else. There we go, Alistair. At least you target other people. Alright, so we already got knocked back, so now I'm gonna try Punisher. Although, you can't actually knock them down, so I guess I don't know what I was expecting. Oh, you know what? I should have been selling stuff when I was back at the thing. I still got plenty of space available. See if there's anything here that I can just drop and just get rid of. There we go. That'll free up some inventory space. There we go. So for the Juggernaut Armor, right now we've got the helmet, the gloves, and the boots. So the next one, the last piece, is going to be located in the opposite direction of where I'm going. There we go.
We are invaded. Intruders have deceived their way into the forest's heart. Fall back to the ruins. Protect the lady.
I think this is
Okay,
it. Werewolf City. Kind of flea heaven, isn't it?
Yeah. Alright, so now we're going to enter the ruins. So, the scrolls of, was it Barristor or Bannister, whatever the ancient texts are that we're looking for, there is some here, and it's really easy to miss, but we have a little bit of ways to go. We got to go through the actual ruins here first. So yeah, we'll do that for now. I kind of want to finish this. I kind of want to finish this whole section in this stream, so we'll see if I can kind of get that done. And like, so I had mentioned the backtracking thing. The backtracking really isn't that bad if you don't side against the elves and go to like to kill them alongside the werewolves, because like if you side with the werewolves and attack the elves, all the quests that you got from the elves you can never trade in. So I think that's mainly why I got used to backtracking. Because I, like, through my playthroughs, I have done both. I found a secret door. I wonder what could have possibly given it away. Now, there should also be, like, a dead adventurer in here somewhere as well. And we really need to find that, because that goes towards another, like, quest that takes like a large portion of the game to get through. And so that's a door that we have to worry about later. If we go down there, it's just basically going to say that it's barred from the other side. And then we find a pile of filth. And there are traps here, right? No? Okay. Stone rubble. Okay, I'm not too concerned about taking everything off of the bodies here. I want to make sure that I don't run out of inventory space, and a lot of the stuff that you can pick up just isn't great, like that, for example. And again, I've never used any of those things. Ugh. God, do we really need to do this? Ugh. Wind, fire. Why does there have to be giant spiders? Like, really, why do there have to be giant spiders? Although I can get toxin extracts from them, so maybe. Or not. I did not like the sound of that. Or the autosave. That sounds like that should be progress, right? Okay, I don't... Yeah, I don't want progress yet. Oh, but instead, let's just fight some more spiders. Unless... Oh, maybe... Okay. Okay, no, we already... So they were... The spiders in that room were part of that fight, so that's good to know. Goons. Not interested in that. Or that, really.
I am done.
Okay, no, I was actually expecting there to be more things to fight here. Strange. Oh well. I'm not going to complain, because I really don't want to fight any more giant spiders. Okay, so yeah, that was progress, and now we have to go that way anyway.
It's a trap. Look there, a cunning trap.
I never expected a creature like that.
Alright, so here we fight. It's just one? I thought there were a pair of dragons. So, honestly, this fight feels a little underwhelming, having fought a high dragon already, and Flemeth in dragon form. And I still don't know... Nice, got the killing blow, though. I still don't know if Flemeth is a dragon that can take on human form, or a human that can take on dragon form. I kind of want to say a human that can take on dragon form because Morrigan has the shapeshifter ability. And she can turn into things as well. I guess he doesn't give me anything. Okay. We will take the health potion and stuff. There should be like a little tree. Yeah, there's a treasure hoard there, so that's... Okay, so we cleared out the first level of these ruins. Alright, oh man, 19 gold. Okay, there's some really good stuff here. So we're going to take the potions. We're not going to take that. We're basically going to take everything but the salve, because I don't use them. So this level has like some weird, kind of creepy spirits running around.
Be wary.
And undead. So I kind of have to... Oh, they're immune to Shale's... Okay, hold on. The undead are immune to Shale's damage, so we can't have that. So the thing with Shale is the crystals. Please tell me I have more. Well, I do not. Okay, I'm just gonna take them off so that at least Shale's attacking unarmed, or with base damage. So the crystals, what they do is they essentially convert Shale's damage. They'll convert it to whatever the energy type is associated with the crystal. So, like fire, spirit, nature, or I gotta change Windstaff back too, actually. So it just converts like all the damage. There we go. Okay. Which normally isn't a big deal, but yeah, I forgot that I had the spirit or the nature one on. And that these things are immune to nature damage. And I put all those crystals. I put all those crystals in the storage chest to free up inventory space. And I don't even normally have. I don't like seeing these things. And I normally don't even have the nature crystals on Shale. It's almost always either lightning, fire, or ice. So. And yeah, so if you see these webs hanging down, if you step into them, you get temporarily stuck. Just want to make sure I didn't miss like the dead adventure. I'm pretty sure there's a dead adventure in here somewhere.
Mummy? Mummy, no matter, son. Mummy! Mummy! Mummy!
Yeah, just relax. I'm trying to help you. Alright, well, whatever. Oh, right, E-trigger fights. That's fine. I actually really do like this location. It's one of the cooler ones in this game. And it'd be really interesting to see like what the actual like history or backstory is of everything here. Did I? Okay, that's just back the way I came. So yeah, it'd be kind of neat to see like what the actual like history is of these runes and where it came from.
I am done.
Because it's not really like elven architecture like this. This is very much human with like the like there's sort of like symbology similar to what we saw in the Circle Tower, which I mean, truthfully, really could just be the fact that they're just reusing assets to sort of fill things out, but it does seem kind of interesting. At least to me. Okay, I don't think I can go back that way. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything on the maps. Let's just go this way. Okay, so we found that fancy tablet. That tablet basically gives us a ritual, and this door cannot be picked. So, what I have to do is go into our Elven Ritual here. Okay, so it gives us some images on the tablet, which basically give us the order that we have to do things in. So the first pictograph depicts a filled earthen jug being placed on an altar. The second shows an elf kneeling before the altar and praying. The third one shows them taking a single sip of water from the jug, and the fourth has them dumping the rest of the water back into the pool. So if we look at the fountain here, the water in the pool appears cool and clean. It is refreshed from some internal source, perhaps magically. Submerged in the water appears to be a small earthen jug. So we take the earthen jug. You take the jug out of the pool. It is made of clay and appears to be none the worse for the wearer for its submersion. So we have to fill it with water. And then we leave the pool alone. And then we come over to this altar. This altar is plain, covered in a thin layer of dust. Numerous carvings cover its surface, but are eroded beyond legibility. So we can place the earthen jug on the altar. Then we kneel before the altar and pray. Then we examine the jug on the altar. We take a single sip. Then we take the jug with us, leave the altar alone, examine the fountain, And then we dump the water in the jug back into the pool. So slowly you spill the water out of the jug back into the pool. As soon as the jug is empty, it suddenly shatters, the pieces falling into the fountain. And then it opened the door for us. So it's a lot of steps, but we've completed the ritual. And actually, come to think of it, this might be where we actually get the Juggernaut Armor. Come to think of it. There are numerous sarcophagi that we have to deal with, or look through. As well as some spirits. So I want to say that is the mother of the spirit of the child that was calling out. And then she basically summons another fight for us here. Oh, and we have to fight her. Just call. Oh. Every time I try to do something cool, Shale knocks the person out of the way. Oh, and I got put in a... I forget what that's called, but yeah, that was a kind of a rough one too. Yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, we had to do that ritual to complete the Juggernaut Armor. So if you disturb all the runes on those tombstones and get the helmet, the gloves, and the boots, or the gauntlets and the boots, then you need to complete that ritual to get the actual suit of armor itself. And since we're doing stuff for the Dalish, hold on. I need to go this way, right? Yeah. So since we're doing stuff for the Dalish, like I said, to talk a little bit about that Dalish Curse adventure from the role-playing game, because I had mentioned earlier in the stream that the differences with the book and the box sets were essentially just that first level adventure. And I'm currently running the Dalish Curse, so don't get me wrong, I do think it is a good adventure. But it is very bare bones and basic, and so the biggest thing is it only has a few. It's only a few pages long, so it's not a very lengthy adventure to begin with. So essentially, the characters start the adventure. They're told that they have to go to Vintibur because there was a disturbance that took place. The locals are upset about these Dalish elves. There's talk of a curse. So you go there, you fight the blight wolves at the farm. You rescue the elven woman. You go to the town. The townsfolk see the elven woman. You have the mob that attacks, and then after the mob demands the elven woman be turned over. And then once you deal with that, you immediately go into the woods where you fight the blacksmith, and then you make your way to the camp. So it's very it's a very point A to point B sort of thing here, and it doesn't fill in very many gaps. Now there is a little gazetteer that describes some of the locations and some of the NPCs a little bit, but it's not the best fleshed out adventure. Which is why I'm sure they decided not to use it. Why of all the adventures from the 3 box sets, if they were going to replace one, why it made sense to replace that one. But before I sort of get back to that, we did find this gem. Alright, so this elaborate artifact has gem-like structure that contains what appears to be blood. Fresh and liquid even after all this time, the gem is vibrating slightly. Touch the gem. The gem is warm to the touch, and your mind immediately begins swimming with visions, images, and memories from a life not your own. The presence of the gem is at first alarmed when it senses your touch. It recoils in fear, and the images that rush your mind are ones of imprisonment and loneliness. It's some kind of trapped spirit. The presence thinks quickly, bewildered, finally decides that you are indeed real and not a product of its fevered imagination. More images flash through your mind. Time that the presence has spent trapped within the life gem. Time where the presence has slept, gone mad, and then slept again. The presence has no name it can remember. You get a sense of an elf, a mage in glittering silver armor. But that was long ago, remembered as if through a fog. So you can sort of talk to it here, just ask what happened. The images that come to the mind are slow, as the presence must think back to the time barely recalls it all. You see a place of serenity, where the eldest come to slumber and are visited by those who tribute to the gods on their behalf. The presence's memories of what happened there are uncertain. There are flashes of violence and war, but it is all long ago. None of it is clear. So I'll ask if there's anything I can do for it. There are no images of for a time, only a feeling of keening loneliness, a sense of being trapped, and a mind that is tenuously present that is only tenuously present any longer. The presence would give you knowledge, or the knowledge that remains. So basically, that gem can allow you to learn how to become an arcane warrior, which we have. But I don't need it because I already have it, so I'm just going to say that I will help it. And essentially, I think I just have to bring it over here. Oh. What am I doing wrong here? Oh, there we go. Sorry, approach the altar with the gem. As the gem nears the altar, the presence becomes overcome with emotion. Could its endless nightmare finally be over? The images are sent to your mind to pick a clear question. Do you still wish to learn the skills? Nope, I require nothing in exchange for an act of mercy. The last images from the presence are ones of joy. Oblivion will be a welcome relief. Yeah, so there are party members, like I said, that you can learn certain specializations from. So, Wynn can teach you to be a spirit healer. Morrigan can teach you to be a shapeshifter. I forget where you get the Blood Mage one from. But the Arcane Warrior is the one that we learn here. So similar with like the Fighter, you can learn to be a Templar, which you get from Alistair, or a Berserker, which you learn from a character we haven't gotten yet. The Reaver we could have learned from the Cult of Andraste that we dealt with back on the mountain where Haven was. And the Champion, again, I forget where you get the Champion one from as well, but so yeah, so you can basically sort of unlock those as you go. But once you do it once, you always have it, so you don't have to unlock them for every playthrough. And one of the things I was kind of happy about when I first started playing this on the Series X is that it actually did retain all of that information. So I think I want to say that it must be when you learn those specializations. I want to say that you get an achievement for it.
We must gain the advantage.
And because I have like the same Microsoft account connected to both the 360 and this particular the Series X, that all my achievements and everything obviously carried over, so I didn't have to go through and try to relearn everything. Oh, here's a glass phylactery. So we've seen these before. We touch it, and another revenant appears out of there. And we'll hit them with a little Punisher action. Didn't take much from that, actually. There we go. Nope, I'm not going to bother taking a Darkspawn. So Darkspawn weapons in this game, so they have like a higher higher damage output, I think, then we are running out of stuff here, out of room for in our inventory. Alright. Move the junk, move the junk. We're definitely going to keep the arrows because arrows are really, really expensive. Or not expensive, but they sell for a lot. Okay. And then we've got... Oh, we got some rings here. So let's put the dusk ring on. And that's the only thing that we can do there. Okay. Usable items, acid flask, move to trash. I really wish I had remembered to sell stuff off here. Alright, we're not going to use these or those or those. There's a lot of stuff there that I probably should. Yeah, everyone's approval is already maxed, so can't really do anything there. But let's just dump this stuff because it's not worth a ton. Okay, so we'll do that. That gives us 20 inventory slots that we can use to gain some items. That way I don't have to necessarily break everything. So if you move stuff to junk, you actually do have an option to sell everything that is in the junk folder. Which I should do more of, actually. It would make things a lot easier. Alright, so there's some traps. I'm going to go around and deactivate those because I get plenty of experience for doing it. And again, you don't have to let the animations play out. As soon as you select it, you can immediately walk away. Nope, guys. Okay. I just want to make sure that they don't walk over it. Alright, okay, so here's the Adventurer's Corpse. Great. So, several different locations that we've gone to, we've come across, like, these dead adventurers. And, oh, I missed that one. And so with the dead adventurers, once you find all of them, it unlocks another boss fight, which we want to do. Alright, magic. Okay, let's go with, we'll go with frost weapons, because that unlocks Cone of Cold, which we definitely want. Okay, let's make sure I didn't miss anything else important. And so I want to say that we're going to start fighting some werewolves here. So this whole section with the undead, the werewolves bypass that. On the very first section when we first came in, there was that long stairway going down, and I said there was a door that was locked there. So this whole section of this area, these ruins, the werewolves never go to. So I know sometimes you'll see stuff like this, and you'll wonder, why don't the werewolves get attacked, or why don't they have to deal with these things? And that's because they literally bypass it. Oh yeah, this guy, I don't think I could fight him. Yeah, okay. So and I'm stuck. So yeah, that arcane horror is really annoying, because I cannot fight him in melee. Essentially, he'll just teleport around the room. So, what I need to do is probably switch weapons. And I think I'm going to put everyone in full position, because there's really no point in them just constantly running around. So what I have to do is get a bow here. I should just create a second, like, weapon style. Because you have 2 slots. I also have no, like, arcane ability, so yeah, we're gonna go with, we're gonna go over here. We're gonna give Wynn a potion, because she's gonna be the only way that I get to finish this fight in any decent amount of time. So we are going to go with... Earthquake is useless because it doesn't stand on the ground. And the Arcane Horrors, like, they don't have a ton of health, right? Like, they're kind of glass cannons. But that one is kind of, like I said, that one's kind of a tough fight, only because you can't just walk up to it. It will just teleport around. And each time it teleports, it also activates... There's some good stuff in there, too. It also activates these devices here, and they're the ones that shoot out all that electricity. So now, I gotta go back into my inventory, because I'm not smart enough to just, like, again, use the second weapon style. I don't think I ever have to worry about that again, but let's just do that so that it will be easier to swap to a bow in the future if I need to. And some more totally harmless grave robbing. So that suit, I think that was the suit of ancient Elven armor. So I think we've already picked up the boots and the gloves. There isn't a helmet. So we do have the full ancient Elven armor set, which is actually a pretty decent one too. Especially if you want to play like a rogue ranger, which technically I am. It's just that I have better armor.
I am done.
But it is a decent one. I always like got. It's one of those things where I kind of wish that it did have the helmet, and there might be a helmet somewhere. I've just never found it. But I'm pretty sure there's just those 3 pieces. And some more undead. Not going to bother with that. That's pretty weak. Pretty weak treasure. We are going to take those, though. And we got a dead soldier with the lesser injury kit. Okay, so now we can finally enter the lair of the werewolves. And so, yeah, I'm going to... This might be a bit of a longer stream. I want to finish the Elven section. I want to finish this in this stream, because there's a lot of Dragon Age Origins, stuff for me to get through, and I want to go through the entire Dragon Age series. So I want to try to accomplish something pretty major in each of these streams. So the Shadow Wolves are basically, they're like the Genlock rogues, or like the some of like the thief type characters that we fight in different things. So they basically they appear out of nowhere and attack, and they have that thing where they can knock you down and just constantly attack you multiple times while you're helpless. Which is why it's actually good to have Wynn in the party here. Trap triggered, I disarmed that. Come on. Or I thought I did. So yeah, I mean, believe it or not, I want to say that the werewolf one, like this one, is probably the shortest of the three treaties. The Circle of Mages would be the shortest one, had it not been for the Fade section, which really kind of drew that part out. Again, like you can tackle these in any order that you want. There's no set progression that you have to do, and essentially the the ones that you go to, like whatever order you go to, like first, second, or third, they'll scale, right? So if you do this one last, then it will be like the enemies and everything will scale in terms of health, in terms of damage, appropriate to sort of like the level that you should be based on everything else that you've done. This is also the only treaty that we go to where we don't gain a new party member, which is kind of interesting. So again, I feel like this is the one that they kind of want you to do first.
Stop! Brothers and sisters, be at ease. We do not wish any more of our people hurt. I ask you this now, outsider. Are you willing to parley?
I've been willing to parley the whole dang time.
Not with me. I have been sent to you on behalf of the lady. She believes you may not be aware of everything you should be. She means you no harm.
I guess, has anyone here actually watched Dalish and Associates? It was like a little animated web series. If you haven't, you should, because it was hilarious. Alright, let's go to her. So, when I mentioned before about the scrolls of Barristor, or Bannister, whatever they're called, I said that there was one here in the Elven Ruins. So there is a room off of, like a side room to this chamber that we're in now, where those scrolls are. However, if we go to talk to the lady, then it takes us to a different location. So if you do that, which is what I'm going to do here, we have to come back to this area to get those scrolls. And that was, again, something I didn't know the first time I played, so I never got to finish that quest.
Wishes to speak to these creatures? What is the point? We've slaughtered our way this far. What's a bit further?
Yeah, so Shale. Sort of, what was that show? Yeah, so it was called Dalish and Associates. You should be able to find it on YouTube. The people that did it also did like a Minecraft series called Mob Squad. I never finished that one, but Dalish and Associates was really funny in my opinion. It's definitely worth checking out.
Fine. Arguing with that logic will just give me a headache, I swear.
Follow me. But I warn you, if you break your promise and harm her, I will come back from the Fade itself to see you pay.
God, I'm a dwarf of my word. You don't have to... Anyway. Alright, settle down. Hey, it's the guy I've tried to negotiate with on multiple occasions. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, but the character models have some transparencies where you can actually see, like, yeah. It was really obvious there.
I bid you welcome, mortal. I am the Lady of the Forest.
Oh, her voice echoes too. Cool. I'm wearing headphones, obviously, to hear the gameplay. Like, I have the TV volume down all the way. But, yeah, her voice echoes kind of... It's a similar effect to the possessed characters, or creatures, with, like, the demon speak, but a lot more pleasant.
No, that I am not. If I could have revealed myself sooner, I would have.
Do not listen to him, lady. He will betray you. We must attack him now.
Come on, guys.
Runner, your urge for battle has only seen the death of the very ones you've been trying to save. Is that what you want?
No, my lady. Anything but that.
And the time has come to speak with this outsider, to set our rage aside. I apologize on Swiftrunner's behalf. He struggles with his nature.
Yeah, we all do. Oh,
Truer words
that's
were
an
never
option.
spoken. But few could claim the same as these creatures, that their very nature is a curse forced upon them. No doubt you have questions, mortal. There are things that Zathrian has not told you.
Yeah, no kidding.
It was Zathrian who created the curse that these creatures suffer. The same curse that Zathrian's own people now suffer.
Oh, okay, the dialogue just dropped out.
Zathrian was a young man then.
Okay, there we go.
He had a son and daughter he loved greatly. And while out hunting, the human tribe captured them both.
The humans tortured the boy, killed him. The girl they raped and left dead. The Dalish found her, but she learned later she was with child. She killed.
Yeah, this game was rated mature. All the Dragon Age and Mass Effect and like all those games were rated M for mature.
Zathrian came to this ruin and summoned a terrible spirit, binding it to the body of a great wolf. So Witherfang came to be. Witherfang hunted the humans of the tribe. Many were killed, but others were cursed by his blood, becoming twisted and savage creatures.
Twisted and savage, just as Witherfang himself is.
So the Dalish leader misled us.
Are you really?
Yeah, what are the odds, huh?
You?
No, just trying to picture his little elf head squishing. Ah, there we go.
They were driven into the forest. When the human tribe finally left for good, their cursed brethren remained, pitiful and mindless animals.
Until I found you, my lady. You gave me peace.
I showed Swiftrunner that there was another side to his bestial nature. I soothed his rage and his humanity emerged. And he brought others to me.
So why did you ambush the
We
Dalish?
seek to end the curse. The crimes committed against Zathrian's children were grave, but they were committed centuries ago by those who are long dead. Word was sent to Zathrian every time the landships passed this way, asking him to come, but he has always ignored us. We will no longer be denied.
That's fair.
We spread the curse to his people, so he must end the curse to save them.
Please, mortal.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to want to do that,
Bring
though.
him here. If he sees these creatures, hears their plight, surely he will agree to end the curse.
Okay, so this is where you can actually decide to take the werewolves to attack the Dalish elves. Well, we're not going to do that. Yeah, so we're just gonna bring him
If
back.
he refuses, I will ensure that Witherfang is never found. He will never cure his clan. Outside of this chamber, the passage leading back to the surface has been opened for you. Return with Zathrian as soon as you can.
Right, so I'm not going to go that way. At least not yet. Because I need to go back and get those scrolls. So, that's the door that she was speaking of, but we got to go back through this door. We'll take those arrows. So yeah, we got to go back through that door, because up here. So we're going back to the room where the werewolves finally wanted to talk to us. But we need to find. I think it's this way. I guess I could just do this to find out as well, but there should be some ancient scrolls in one of these side chambers. So again, if you're playing this and you want to complete that quest, make sure that you do go back to this section here. Oh, and another glass phylactery. so there are actually two of these fights here.
Very well.
Well, I guess I could give Shale their, I can give Shale back the nature crystal. So let's do that. Because I don't think we're fighting anymore. We're not fighting any more undead. And I don't know if I want to say they all dropped something. But again, sometimes if your characters are too close, it just won't spawn the drops, so you gotta like walk away. Put some distance between you. Walk into the walls. Ancient text, okay. We'll clear this spot out first. Mainly all I'm looking for here, because again, I don't want to completely fill up my inventory. Actually, how much inventory do I have? Yeah, I really don't want to fill up my inventory too much. But I do still want to, if there's like locked chests, I still want to open them because I get the experience points for doing that.
The task is finished.
So, like, for there, I opened the chest, but I didn't take the gloves. Alright, so now we can go back and talk to Tuvok. And so, like, this was another situation where I was kind of dreading having to do the backtracking, because the first few times I played this, in fact, most of the times that I play this, I end up going back to the Dalish camp several times. So I was just like, great, another long, like, you know, backtrack sequence. However, the one thing I will say that the game, you know, did help with, we'll take that, is that once we get up here, Zathrian's just going to be hanging out.
Ah, and here you are already.
So one of the things that I didn't actually discuss with with Zathrian's apprentice, she mentions the fact that Zathrian actually seems to be an immortal elf, which elves in ancient times used to be immortal, like they had no natural lifespan, kind of like the way that like the Lord of the Rings elves are. However, their dealings with the humans, and their alliance with the humans robbed them of that. So they're like no elves, like elves live long, but they don't have like this immortal lifespan. Zathrian is centuries old at this point, so people think that he has discovered the secret, or he was born with the secret of this like immortal life. But that's not really the case.
You have carved a safe path through the forest, safe enough for me to follow.
And I'll explain more if I have to.
Can we not simply crush its head?
There was no way to tell what would happen once you reached this ruin, so I decided to come myself.
Couldn't have done that in the first place.
Yes.
Yeah, you and I need to have some words.
Did you acquire the heart? You didn't.
No.
May I ask then, why are you leaving the ruin?
I've been sent to bring you back by the Lady of the Forest.
Spirit calls herself now. And what does she want with me, if I might inquire? You do understand that she actually is Witherfang?
I figured.
She is the powerful spirit of this ancient forest that I summoned long ago and bound in the body of the wolf. Her nature is that of the forest itself. Beautiful and terrible, serene and savage, maiden and beast. She is the lady and Witherfang both, two sides of a single being. The curse came first from her. Those she afflicted with it
Did it,
mirrored
though?
her own nature, becoming savage beast as well as human.
I'm pretty sure that the curse actually started with you.
I find that difficult to believe. They attacked
Well, then
my
come with
clan,
me and
they
talk
were
to
the
them.
same savages then that they have ever been. They deserve to be wiped out and not defended. Come, I will accompany you back to the ruin. Let us go and speak to the spirit, and I will force her into Witherfang's form. He may then be slain and the heart taken.
Yeah, no, the
Even
werewolves
so,
have regained their
they are
minds.
still the same worthless creatures that their ancestors were. They deserve nothing more than the misery they possess. This is not your
Yeah,
battle, Grey
okay.
Warden. Let us just take the heart and be done with it.
No, you're gonna talk to them.
You were not there. You did not see what they did to my son, to my daughter, and so many others. You are not
These aren't the same ones,
How can
though.
you know how we had to struggle to be safe? How could I have let their crimes go unanswered?
Yeah, those crimes were committed centuries ago.
If it were yesterday, even if they are
That doesn't make it
they
yesterday.
desire nothing but revenge. They will never let my clan be.
Just meet
What
with
if it
them,
is
for
revenge
Christ's
they
sakes.
want, and not talk? Will you safeguard me from harm?
Oh, fine. As long as you don't
fail
start
to see
it.
the purpose behind this, but very well. It has been many centuries now. Let us see what the spirit has to say.
Thank you.
So here you are, spirit.
Here we are.
She is the lady of the forest. You will address her properly.
You've taken a name, spirit, and you've given names to your pets, these beasts who follow you.
It was they who gave me a name, Zathrian. And the names they take are their own. They follow me because I help them to find who they are.
Who they are has not changed from whom their ancestors were. Wild
Well,
savages.
you don't really know that, do you?
worthless dogs. Their twisted shape only mirrors their monstrous hearts.
He will not help us, lady. It is as I warned you. He is not here to talk.
No, I am here to talk, though I see little point in it. We all know where this will lead. Your nature compels it, as does mine.
It does not have to be that way. There is room in your heart for compassion, Zathrian. Surely your retribution is spent.
You would think
My
after
retribution
centuries.
is eternal, spirit. As is my pain. This is justice,
As
no
is
more.
the darkness.
Are you certain your pain is the only reason you will not end this curse? Have you told the mortal how it was created?
So it's just like, you know, twist upon twist upon. This is like the M. Night Shyamalan mission. So yeah, he summoned you and bound you to a
he
wolf.
did. Witherfang and I are bound as one being. But such powerful magic could not be accomplished without Zathrian's own blood. Your people believe you have rediscovered the immortality of their ancestors, Zathrian, but that is not true. So long as the curse exists, so do you.
Aha.
No, that is not how it is.
Oh, that's how it is. So just how far will you go for your revenge,
for my
Zathrian?
people. I did it for my son and my daughter. For them, for justice, I would do anything.
The curse would not end with Zathrian's death. His life, however, relies on its existence. And I believe his death plays a part in its ending.
Then we kill him! We tear him apart now!
For
No,
all
no, no.
your powers of speech, you are beasts still. What would you gain from killing me? Only I know how the ritual ends, and I will never do it.
Ha! You see? We must kill them all!
See? They turn on you as quickly. Do what you have come here to do, Grey Warden, or get out of my way.
Alright, so we have, like, I don't care, Zathrian, I won't help you do this. You'll end the curse if I force you myself. Sorry, it's come to the Swift Runner. And go for the eyes, boo. Yeah, you know, we're just gonna say, you know, you'll end this curse if I have to force you myself.
Right here, no matter what.
Then you
That's right.
die with them. All of you will suffer as you deserve.
Alright, so we forced the battle here, which is fine. We can take care of this. This is going to be pretty simple.
More enemies ahead! Very well.
So yeah, I want to say that this ends in, like, a fight one way... Oh. Alright, come on. So if you side with Zathrian, then you fight the wolves, and these guys, like the trees and stuff, are on your side. Alright, Tuvok, you're done.
No, no more. I cannot defeat you.
That's right, you can't.
Kill him now!
Oh, somebody please kill somebody.
No, Swift Runner. We will not kill him. If there is no room in our hearts for mercy, how may we expect there to be room in his?
That's fair. That's a fair point.
As you ask, Spirit. I am too old to know mercy. All I see are the faces of my children, my people.
Well, you're never too old.
I cannot do it.
Hasn't this gone on long enough?
Lived too long. This hatred in me is like an ancient, gnarled root. It has consumed my soul. What of you, Spirit? You are bound to the curse just as I am. Do you not fear your end?
You are my maker, Zathrian. You gave me form and consciousness where none existed. I have known pain and love, hope and fear, all the joy that is life. Yet of all things I desire nothing more than an end. I beg you, Maker, put an end to me. We beg you.
So honestly, like, putting people out of their misery is kind of the recurring theme of this section of the adventure, like of the game.
I am an old man, alive long past his time.
Then you will do it? You will end the curse?
Yes, I think it is time. Let us...
There we go. Happy ending.
Let us put an end to it all.
So this is what the people voted for. This is my favorite ending as well. Like, it is like the best possible outcome. And I'm glad I got to do it on stream here. So the curse has been lifted.
It's over. She's gone. And we're human. I can scarcely
And thankfully clothed. I did good work. Time to pay up. Now, so what are you going to do now?
Find other humans, see what's out there.
They
for
do
us.
all have yellow eyes,
It should
too.
be
That's
quite
kind of an interesting touch.
You think? Thank you. We'll never forget you.
So, I don't know if I'm going to be able to carry the save file on the Series X for this game over into Dragon Age 2. However, if you're playing Dragon Age 2 and you had like the save file originally, if you ended the curse on the werewolves and set them free, then you can actually encounter some of them in Dragon Age 2. So it's kind of a nice little, it's whoa, geez, Wen, holy crap! So it's kind of cool to see like some of those decisions actually pay off in the sequel. And there's a few things that will do that, obviously, but I kind of like the fact that you do get to see some of them in there. Alright, so we're just going to go to the new keeper of the Dalish Elves, sell off some inventory, although I might do that back at the camp with Bodon, but we've effectively, momentarily, still a little bit of stuff we have to do, but we've actually successfully completed the second of our 3 treaty missions. So another major quest knocked out of the books. Oh, why did it bring me there? Hold on. Dang it. Alright. I thought I could just go right straight to the camp, but that's fine. There's also a Darkspawn encounter that takes place outside of the ancient ruins, if I go back. I don't really plan on going back, but you can trigger a fight there as well. I mean, I shouldn't say I don't plan on going back. I might do it, but probably not in this stream. Just because it's already going on 3.5 hours, and it is 3:30 in the morning where I live, so I'm kind of at the point where there's not much more I can do and have any sort of cognitive ability whatsoever. Something that was already kind of lacking as it is, so I don't want to stretch myself too thin. So yeah, we'll finish off this treaty quest. We'll go back to our camp. We'll sell off some stuff, and I'm gonna give Liliana that rose and see if we can see if we can spark the romance thing with her, because it does bug me. I was never able to do that when that's what people voted for.
I felt it when he departed. I think he was ready to go.
Yeah, he was. I could be kind of a jerk and let her know everything that happened. All I'm gonna say is that he was a hero in the end.
He was our keeper for many centuries, and he will be sorely missed. But I am keeper now. Let me say it officially then. I hereby swear to uphold the terms of the ancient contract our people formed with the Grey Wardens. Call, and we shall come, with great speed and purpose, and we shall strike at your foes. This I swear.
Alright, awesome.
It's been a long time since the Dalish marched.
So yeah, you never took a break? No, I didn't take a break.
We shall make a difference for you.
I did actually, have... I did have, a 20-minute nap before starting, because, the start time for this is 11 p.m. Eastern Time. But I don't live in the Eastern Time Zone. I live in the Atlantic Time Zone. So I start these at midnight as it is. So I know 11 o'clock is a late start, but it gets later. It's later for me. But yeah, we got that taken care of. Oh, Alistair gained a level. We're going to dump all those points into Constitution. And I think his fighting style is done. His Templar is done. I've never really used much of the warrior abilities. But we'll do those, because there's a couple of those that are passive.
What's this?
It's a sock?
It's a filthy sock. How did it find its way to my bedroll?
Maybe it likes you. Socks are sneaky like that. Anyway, it's not mine.
It has your name stitched on it.
Oh, part of Templar training back at the Chantry, the men were always getting their socks mixed up. Anyway, sorry about that. I'll take it from you right now. One of my socks is feeling a little damp anyway. A change would be nice.
You're going to put it on? It's filthy.
And dry. We're not exactly traveling in the lap of luxury here.
What hideous habits you've picked up.
Yeah, I like their dialogue stuff. Alright, world map. You know what? Screw it. Let's go back to the ruins. That way we can have that Darkspawn fight. And a cutscene.
You're awake. Did you feel it too? It was like the archdemon saw us. Saw us! What does that mean?
He did saw us.
Did you hear that?
Alright, we got ambushed by some shrieks. So this is an event that automatically triggers once you complete 2 of the 3 quests. And everyone at your camp gets to get involved here. Now this does use the camp map, but you're not technically at the camp, if that makes sense. So like, Bodon and Sandal aren't here.
I guess it's like Duncan once said. We can sense them, and they can sense us. We'd best be more careful from now on. This camp isn't safe any longer.
What will they send next? Darkspawn tax collectors?
Something I can help with? Yes?
Okay. Yeah, so they do go back to their starting positions, but our shop and everything isn't here, so... let's just go back to the world map.
Yes.
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 Okay, yeah, we'll make our way back to the ruins. I will trigger that fight. This might even be it.
What manner of beast?
Oh, no, it's just more werewolves. So, not all werewolves in Thedas were created from that curse. So, if you're wondering why I'm still fighting werewolves after breaking the curse, it's because, like, some of them are just, you know, are just werewolves. And I don't think there's anything else here. I think that was literally just a... I think that was just a combat encounter. We'll see. We'll make sure. Okay. Oh, I don't really need that. So anyway, so yeah, with that shriek encounter actually that took place at the camp, since I'm not going to go through every single character background opening chapter to show what can happen, if you play the Dalish backstory, so each backstory tends to have a companion character. The only real exception to that is the human noble, where their companion character is... or their background-specific character is actually a villain. But if you play the Dalish Elf background... one of your... so your background companion disappears after entering this, like, elven... it's kind of like an elven mirrored artifact which plays a role in Dragon Age 2 as well. So again, I'm not going to say too much about that here. But when the Shrieks attack, if you did the Dalish backstory, your companion character actually appears there, and you get a little cutscene with them, and you gain a little closure, which I thought was kind of cool. Of course, because I did that. Okay, so I think I could just go back into the ruins. And if I exit the ruins, it'll bring up the world map again, I think. I think that's the easiest way to do that. I'm hoping that's the easiest way to do that. Otherwise, I gotta walk through all those maps again. But that's basically the fight that you trigger. Okay, cool. So we are actually going to go to our party camp, the proper party camp. So we can sell... so now we can actually sell off our gear. all of our excess gear. So let's actually, to do that, let's actually do this first. So we're going to move the junk. All of these things. I'll keep that shield just because it seems special. And we are keeping the... the Juggernaut Armor for sure. As well as the Dragon Plate gloves. Okay, no, that's not the Wade's one, so that's I want to keep the Wade's armor as well, because that's what I actually plan on wearing. So I'm gonna take this armor off and switch over. Yeah, so we're just gonna do that. I'll keep a couple of those things, and then we're gonna move those over. Alright. I actually kind of want to keep some of those gems, but the diamond, ruby, and emerald, because when we get the dwarves, so each faction has like their own thing that you put into those collection boxes, and the dwarves are gemstones, but it's only like the lower tier gemstones, so I want to make sure that I do keep some of those. But then I can go, once I talk to Bodon, talk to him, not draw my weapons on him.
I'm sure.
You can press Y to sell all junk, and that freed up quite a bit of space. All right, so next thing I want to do is change my armor back. I just want to show you what that looks like because I'm going to actually be giving that to Sten. And we're going to do that right now. Oh, he can't... Oh, hold on. Yeah, he's got levels, so we're just going to put a bunch into strength, and then the rest can all go into con. I mean, Sten's a great character. I love Sten, but Shale's better. So, and tougher. Oh crap, I think I forgot to choose a second specialization for Sten. That's fine, I'll do that. But now we can actually put that armor on him. Yeah, we'll just take care of like some of the little house cleaning stuff to wrap up the stream. Alright, and then we'll sell the gear that he had on him there. So on one of the last sessions of this that I do before we wrap up the before we actually wrap up the storyline, I will ask Bodon what his backstory is, but I'm gonna save it for like one of the last opportunities. All right, Liliana, we'll level you up as well. We'll turn you into an assassin because you basically were. Oh, finish off your bard class features. And then for archery, we got 2 more points. Okay, we want scattershot because that's a good one to have. But I want to give her a gift. Because I am thoughtful. I also, hold on, I also want to take Winter's Breath off of Wynn and put it on Morrigan. Because because Morrigan's the one that we're going to have for the rest of the playthrough. Okay, Andraste's Grace. So this should be specific to Liliana. I'm not going to try to give it to anyone else in case I'm wrong. Oh, it doesn't trigger the dialogue? Really? Really?
No, that won't work.
Gloves? You're giving me gloves? What for?
Okay, well, at least I can trigger a dialogue with somebody. Thought you might like them.
I did not mean to sound ungrateful, it is just... Wait, these are Dalish, are they not? My mother was Dalish, and had a pair very similar to these. The leather was
there you
less
go,
thick,
buddy.
and it had more embroidery, but these are very close, and quite handsome.
You're welcome.
Do I seem surprised? Perhaps I am. Still, I appreciate the fact that you even thought of me. No one has simply given me a gift before. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so where is Zevran in terms of approval? Okay, so with Zevran, I don't want to spoil too much, but if you want to keep him in the party, you do have to give him you do have to keep his approval up to a certain point. We'll give you the duelist as well, why not? And we'll give you some strength just so you can wear some decent armor. Again, he overlaps with my character, so I'm not really going to use him, but... Alright, so, again, I guess, yeah, Liliana's that quest, the romance thing, that's just dead, and it sucks because I have no idea what I did to prevent it from being able to actually continue. Because I didn't flirt with any other character, like, I didn't do anything to... I don't know. But let's turn in some crafting material for the Dalish. So we'll give them all our elf roots. We'll give them all of our mushrooms. And then we'll also give them all of our death roots because I'm really not using them. So again, I want to say that these boxes, these resource boxes, I want to say that what they do is affect the number of ones that you can summon. I could be wrong. It's either the number you can summon or how tough they are, like how high level they are. We'll give 30 sovereigns.
Generous as always, Warden.
Alright, so that still gives us like 70 plus. Alright. So we've done we've actually completed an entire major story chain. But
yes.
Just before I completely wrap up, what I want to do is just go and put stuff in the storage box, so that way I can be ready to just start next week's stream. So again, I could do this all off camera too, I guess if I really wanted to, but may as well do it here. Just so, like, I really don't want to do stuff, like, off-camera. Also, you really got to take the long way around to get to Soldier's Peak, I guess. To be fair, though, they did say that there's a very specific set of tunnels you had to go through. Hold on. Oh, that's what's in the chest, okay. I got a little confused for a second there. Alright, so we are keeping the Juggernaut. Whoops, I meant to sell those. So we got the Ancient Elven Gloves, Boots, and Armor. So that's all in there. We're keeping the Juggernaut stuff. Morrigan. Where's Morrigan? Okay. I'm gonna put those cold gloves on Morrigan. Right, plus 20% cold damage. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. And then I will just store the rest. I could sell them too, but I'm going to sell those leather gloves.
What can I do for you, Warden?
Okay, and just see if there's anything else. I'll buy that. Oh, I want to put those gifts in there too. Whoops. Not all of them, but I do want to put some of those in there. So basically, okay, so I don't really technically need these anymore because of the feast day stuff. And I can put the topaz, malachite, flowspur. I think, okay, there should be a quest with those garnets. I don't know if I've actually done it yet. And so the songbook was something I could just trade with what's his face there, the hermit. Okay, and then I want to take out all the alcohols that are in here. I want to take out. So Wilhelm's Brew, the wine. Okay, so we're going to take all those out. Okay, so just going to do one last thing really quick. And that is to go to Denerim. Because someone gives me a quest like to turn, like they want a certain number of garnets. So I want to see if I can do that now. Because again, my character's close to gaining a level, so any quest that I can trade in now, like, would be great. Alright, so with Morrigan, again, I'm going to give her the combat training. Main reason is that it makes it so that she can take more damage before her spellcasting gets interrupted. We're going to take Revival, because that is kind of an important one to have. And then we're going to go into our quests here. Stack of 15. Okay. Oh, I did complete that as well. Oh, and I got the scrolls, right? So yeah, there's a few things that I can turn in. Quite a few things that you can turn in. Okay. So, first thing we're going to do, we're going to go over to the Mage's Collective, because we have 2 different quests that we can turn in there. So we're going to do that. And I don't think you have anything else for us? No. Okay, that's great. Then we're going to go to the tavern and turn in the favors for certain interested parties. Again, at some point, there was something with those garnets. I remember very distinctly. So I just got to see where that is. And there's my level.
What can I get you, stranger?
Alright, false witness. Okay. I don't think I have anything I could turn into him.
Make us blessed.
Right, now.
Blessings upon you, Warden.
And no other quest to pick up there. Okay, cool. So what is this other one that I picked up? Keep an eye out for 3 false witnesses accusing D. So we have Skinny Frank in a safe house near Lake Calenhad. Cam of Redside routinely does in stores in Denerim. Okay. And Brian, lowly Brian, seeking sanctuary with the Dwarves of Orzammar. So the stores... I forget where we find this guy here. He might be... he might be in the... I can't remember if he's in the Alienage, or if he's, like, back here. Or if he's in, like, the Wonders of Thedas. We'll just pop into the Wonders of Thedas. There he is.
I knew this was
Hello,
coming.
Cam.
Spent all the coin preparing, so I ain't dying over it. Alright,
Wow. I mean, you are, for sure. Like, right now. So I hope it was worth it. Alright. We'll make our way to Calenhad Docks. We'll take on that second person. The third one is in Orzammar, which is where we're going to be going to start off next week's stream. But, like I said, just do a little housekeeping here, just to take care of some stuff. Hello, Skinny Frank, which is obviously a friend name given to you ironically. Yeah, whirlwind attack. Take that, Skinny Frank. Alright, now we're going to make our way to the Frostback Mountains, and that's basically where we are going to wrap things up for this week. Probably the Dwarf Merchant. Oh, it's not... Oh, right, okay. Okay, so these are the Knights of Redcliffe fighting here. So as I've said, like, there are times where... Wow. I didn't put my level up there. So there are times, like, after you gain one of your allies, that you'll come into an encounter where they're just fighting a group of Darkspawn. So I believe this is that one for Redcliffe's Knights. Yeah, Redcliffe Soldier. So we should see one as well for the Elves at some point. And then when we get the Dwarves, we'll also see ones for the Dwarves as well. And we'll just take some stuff off them. And then hit that world map, make our way to Frostback Mountains. Alright, so, yeah, this was a very productive stream, I hope. So we secured our third ally out of 4, the second of the 3 treaties. And we are about to enter the I think the Orzammar one is the longest. So what I said before, like, I think the plan. Oh, there's the false witness there. Let's kill him first. Yeah, but I think that the overall, like, intent, although you're not forced to do it, but I think, like, the developer intended order of progression was, like, Brazilian Forest, Mage Circle, and then finally Orzammar. Because, like, the Dalish one is the shortest of the 3. The Circle Tower is the, like, in between. It feels longer than it really is because of the fade. But the Orzammar one is a pretty lengthy section. Sorry, Brian. Poor, poor lowly Brian. I don't even think he drops anything, does he? Nope, he's got the pool bud there. Alright. Yeah, so we have made it to Orzammar, so I'm going to save here. So again, I just want to thank everyone who took time to to check out the stream. It always means a lot to me. I enjoy chatting with you guys in the, speaking with you guys in, like, the chat log. And I just really enjoy playing these games, so it's a lot of fun to be able to do this. My next stream is on Friday night, starting at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, where I will be starting my playthrough of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, so the original KOTOR. So I'll be starting that in just a couple of nights from now, so I hope some of you check that out. It's another one. So KOTOR was my favorite home console role-playing game of all time until Dragon Age Origins. So I'm looking forward to going through and playing that as well. So, yeah, thank you guys very much. I really appreciate it if you're watching this on Twitch or YouTube. When I re-upload it there, it always means a lot to me. This is a lot of fun. I'm having a great time with these, and hope you guys check out the other ones in the future. But, yeah, again, thank you very much for... It's late, so I'm having a hard time trying to figure out exactly how I want to wrap it up in terms of what I want to say. So, yeah, thank you guys a lot. It means a lot to me. And I will see you all next time. Take care.